Masters on.
Final underway on the open stand-up. It's a strong start. And he's into the bales. Oh, with his contact.
Also, and Clark go tumbling out. Huge crash.
Closed in. He's closed in. Oh, no! What an explosion. Has got the finish line. He comes through. Clark is the world champion. I can hear the cheers.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome along to Park City in Utah. And it is round number 4 of the World Downhill Skateboarding Championships. And we are getting ready to go with the CT qualifying. Let's take a little look at the course here. I'm Ian Finlay, alongside me, Adam Westfall. And Adam, what a course we've got here in Park City at the Olympic Park.
Yeah, really fantastic course here. We've got we've got a few hairpins up top. So right sweeper into the first left hairpin. So we call it a combo breaker. It could be done as a right slide, left slide. There's a couple of ways you can get through it. And then 2 more hairpins after that. So kind of left, right, left. And then you come into this under the bridge section with a double apex, wide, flat, fast right-hander. And then that'll lead you down the straightaway for a little ways until the party corner, the big last corner before the final turn, where everybody will be watching from, our live spectators. So it's a fantastic course. The weather couldn't be better. It's peak leaf season here in Utah, and I tell you, it's a beautiful time to be here. We're absolutely stoked.
It is absolutely stunning up here in the at the Utah Olympic Park, built for the 2002 Winter Olympic Games here in Summit County, 28 miles east of Salt Lake City, just northwest of Park City as well. And getting ready to go with the Luge CT qualifying, and just looking to see who we've got on the line there. And we'll talk you through it in a second. Hopefully we're going to bring you some times. Luge, we're going to be taking 16, 12, and 8 are the cuts for you. 16 apparently in Q1, and we'll cut that down to 12 for Q2, and 8 going through to Q3. For the stand-up, we will take 20 through to Q2, and 10 through to Q3. Okay, so just waiting to get this underway for you in a moment or two. As we're going to say thanks to everyone that's helped put this event on. Big shout out to Justin Rollo for all of the work and getting everything in shape here, and to all of his crew, and getting it ready to start with the Luge CT here. Okay. So first rider underway, and let's follow this rider all the way down to the bottom. Of course, we are on one at a time, the times that count. You don't get any opportunity to make a mistake up here in Park City, round number 4. Got to get a good time down on run number 1.
And you can see our rider braking on the right there and making a clean entrance to that turn. Nice apex. That's what you want. You want to get right on the inside of the turn. Winding out to the bales there. Getting back in this tuck position. Trying to keep the head low. Back on the brakes for the second hairpin and diving into the right here. Great form there. They could be winding out a little more. We'll probably see as we get to some of these other riders. They may try to wind out a little further to the hay bales on the exit. Pull a little more speed through the turn. But, it's better to overbrake than underbrake. You'd rather not wind out quite far enough than take it too far and clip the bales. So it's looking like a nice, clean, happy run so far. Not too shabby. And you can see coming under the bridge here, this is that bridge turn. So wide, flat right-hander here, and it's kind of a double apex. There's the first apex, and then, bam, there's the second apex. Winding out there into the longer straightaway here. And here is where you really got to lock in and stay tight, stay focused. You can't be loose here.
So Sam Marsteller out of Chicago, Illinois, is working through this bottom section of the turn. This double apex is going to be so interesting when we get into these heats tomorrow. And one more turn to go for Marsteller. Second place at the World Championships in 2023. Great rider, and no real mistakes in that run. That's a solid first run down and on the board there.
Got Mora from Canada lining up for the second one here. Just pushing into her run. Nice clean push, building that speed as she goes, trying to get a little more out of those last pushes. Quick glove tightening, she's in.
Yeah, out of Ontario, we've seen her earlier in the season. In Austria, had a great race over there, been riding for a few years now. And let's see what she can do here, coming into turn number 1.
Nice wide entrance there. That's what you want to see, is almost touch the hay bales on the entrance. A solid apex, and then winding out there. Probably could have braked a little less just to wind out a little further to the bales, but again, rather brake more than less. So a nice clean run through the turn is all you really need. There's a lot of turns left. So solid cornering from Mora Jakubiak here. Excellent work into this turn. You can see her getting up on her feet, braking there. And just getting her body way off the luge there to make sure. I mean, these turns are insanely sharp, and they're not very banked turns. These are really flat turns here in Utah, so it can be difficult to get around on them and hold traction through these because there's really nothing the road's giving back to you there. Coming into this double apex fast right-hander here, and a nice wind out there. Mora Jakubiak coming into the straightaway, finds the middle of the road there, and she's setting it up from a little bit on the outside here. Make sure that she can roll smooth through the sweepers. Breaking it down into our final corner coming up here in a second.
Yeah, really smooth run from Jakubiak here into turn, the final turn. I'm just searching for some times to bring you some updates on how this goes, but we don't have any at the moment. Good run. Clean, no mistakes.
Solid,
that's what you need.
Clean run. That's really what you want.
Okay, moving on with the next rider here in the Luge qualifying run at number 1. Just trying to ensure we can bring all the accurate information as we can.
It's like they're going ahead and sending some stand-up riders here too in the mix, actually. Setting up for that left slide, coming in. Nice work there. And that's a solid exit all the way to the bales there. And coming in, can't quite see what she's doing in this right hairpin. Oh, and she's down, actually.
Oh, big problem.
Down there, almost all the way to the flown blocks, but it looks like she's up and moving, feeling comfortable. And back on the board. Not too bad of a crash there. Looks like probably no injuries, which we love to see that. And a nice, comfortable slide there through the left. Getting back in the rhythm here, which we love to see. Love to see a crash with hopefully no injuries there. Anytime you're back on the board, that's a pretty good day. So get a little look at how some stand-up riders are coming through the bridge turn here. Get a nice low crouching position there. Gets a puck down for a little bit of stability there, which is not too bad. You know, when you got to put a puck down, you got to put a puck down. And some people say it slows you down a little bit, but you know, if you need it for stability, it's probably not worth compromising line choice. So staying nice and tucked through the sweepers here. It's definitely becoming a more comfortable run, recovering from that crash, feeling pretty dialed here. Lauren Roberson from Colorado coming into the final turn here. Ultimately, not too bad of a run given the crash. We'll see what that final time is. Still looking for some times to get y'all live here, but we will have them shortly, no doubt. And we got Morgan Owens up on the line. Morgan Owens coming fresh off of a win at an off-circuit race on the Hoopa rolling on the res race, so he's feeling hot for this weekend. It definitely wants to put down some speed here in his qualifying run.
This is a big moment for Morgan because he's ridden so well yesterday. He was riding great this morning, earlier today, but these are the runs that can make tomorrow just that little bit easier because we are stacked. There's going to be 32 riders in this open stand-up tomorrow. It's going to be a battle right from heat number 1 in that round of 32. So Owens at a beautiful Mount Shasta. If you've never been there, go there. It's absolutely stunning. I've not been there. I'm just taking Morgan's word for it because he gave me a lift yesterday. And really key run. First job, get into Q2, Adam.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want to make it out of Q1 into Q2. And, partly that's for your position in the bracket, but partly it's also because, the qualifying day is really as much of a competition as the race day. I mean, you want to be the fastest one on the hill. You want to know that when it's just you riding it, you're the fastest one there. Morgan's definitely, he's coming out of this QS race, but he certainly, sees himself as a CT rider. I think he's proven that he is that caliber of rider this year. And so, looking to prove that again here today, and definitely going to be looking to put a top time down.
Yeah, he was obviously the winner of that qualifying QS qualifying yesterday, and he looks so comfortable, so confident on this road as well, and your confidence can lead to success. But when it gets into the heats tomorrow, you never know how it's all going to go. But if he can get into Q3 here, then he's going to go in with some serious fire into those heats. And yeah, he's been riding well, as you were saying, Adam, so well all season long. We are still searching for some times for you. Apologies, folks, if as soon as we get them, as we often do during qualifying, we'll give you a whole bunch of them at once. But let's just enjoy the riding because this is such a good venue. We'll talk a little bit more about the venue. Loving the line that Morgs has taken here.
Yeah, breaking it down with that left slide and diving in right, hitting the combo breaker through that last corner, just eking out a last little bit. And you can see Morgan Owens really pushing it all the way out to the bales on the exit there. That's what you want to see. That's definitely what he wants to be doing. So he'll be pleased with that run, I think, once we see the times. And so we've got Anna Pixner next up on the line from Austria, flew in all the way from Austria. She's been in the States for a little bit, skating some stuff in California, made her way over here to Utah, and is getting ready to race. Nice kick in from Anna Pixner here.
All right, so we've got a little guest for you in the commentary box. We're going to be jumping around a bit here, folks, so bear with us. Thanks, Adam. And just getting the headset on is Lisa Peters. Lisa, how are you?
I am doing great. I'm very excited to watch the live stream and seeing all the female and male riders.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. We wish you were racing, though, Lisa. So do you.
Yeah.
What's the update? What's the latest?
I did broke my shoulder a week ago and I dislocated it. So I'm here now to watch.
Yeah, we put you to work. Sorry about that. Anna here has made the trip over from Austria. It's great to have her here.
Yes.
It's good women's field we've got here today.
It's absolutely amazing. It's so cool to see the female riders going down the hill. I think this is a great hill as well to put a real good show tomorrow. Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of space on the road, as we've been talking about. Places to really, you can bide your time. You can look for those overtaking spots. The party corner.
The party corner.
That is good, where it's all going to happen tomorrow, both on the road and in the crowd, I'm hearing. And Anna putting down a nice run here. There's a best of 2 for the women, and she's going to have something to build on for run 2.
Yeah, it's really cool to see how comfortable everyone is getting day by day. I've been watching the last 2 days as well in the corner, and I see massive improvements every run. And it's not just on the track; it's just also like the setup, the wheels, like trying to tweak. We skate a lot of different tracks every weekend, different roads. So it's really cool to see how the progression is going. And she takes really good lines. Little check maybe. She might grip the corner. That will be really cool.
Just picking her up. Yep, through the final turn. Still not got any times. Looking for a time for Morgan Owens as well. Don't have that for you at the moment. Who have we got on the line next? Definitely not Anna Pixner because we've just seen her.
Tim Dell, maybe. He has a white suit.
Yes.
He is a really good snowboarder as well. So it's cool to see he's doing both winter and summer.
Do you get out on a snowboard much?
I do snowboard much, yeah.
Do you find how much crossover really do you find between the two? Obviously, I would say any movement is good. Balance work is good. Feeling terrain. All of that translates into the head.
Yes.
Just like reading everything. And
you're constantly thinking about lines. Like on whatever board you're standing, it's just you're thinking about where are you going, where do you want to go. And I think there's a lot of similarities. I'm sure this is Tim Dell Good push.
Yeah, he was racing earlier in the day, and we see him just setting up that slide, getting into that apex. And yeah, is that line going to work in the heat? So we've got a bit of a quali line, then you got your heat line, but you're going to have to react in the heats as well, aren't you? So,
I mean, for this first turn, it's like a lot of riders take the turn differently. Some of them, they do 2 slides. Some of them only do 1 big slide. And I think it's good to do both lines, because in racing, you kind of have to adapt to what the person in front of you is doing. So I'm stoked to see he actually nailed that turn in 1 big slide. Because it isn't easy, because you come to a corner which goes first to the right, and then you have to do a slide to the left, which just always feels a bit weird, but it works. Holding on.
So now into this section here, and this is where the speed's really building through this section, and it's absolutely key to get this right in qualifying. A little mistake there, if you make a mistake there, you can lose so much time through this part of the race course after all the good work that has been done at the top of the course. So Tim Dahl into the final turn. We are just sorting out some times for you. We'll get them to you in a matter of moments, but good run there from Tim Dahl. Let's see how it holds up.
We got Zach at the start line, I think. We don't have names, so we have to recognize it by suits. I see
I'm glad you're here, and we've got Adam as well.
Yeah.
Everyone's changing. A lot of new riders for me this weekend, so I'm working on it, folks.
It is really cool to have a competition in the US and also like get to know all the US riders. And we have times, I think.
Yeah, so Tim Dahl with a 1:48.229. We're going to have some hole shot times as well. Looking for a time for Morgan Owens. We don't have that yet, do we? It's Anna Pixner 1:57.442. Write these down at home, folks, just to keep up with us here as we just mix a few things up in the commentary box, just trying to get everything in order with the times.
A Mongo push, but it seems actually like a really strong push.
So Maxwell Caps, we saw him racing earlier as well today, and hopefully once we've got our system sorted at this end, it's off in the way in qualifying. 7.5 for the whole shot there. That's nearly half a second quicker than Tim Dahl earlier. Okay, coming into this turn, I love that we've got the crash pads here as well. They come at you pretty quickly, though. Really nice setup here for turn at number 3. The speed is starting to build at this point, but then these hairpins. God, would you love to ride these hairpins, Lisa? Yeah, I could see that suiting you.
I mean, in general, I really like tracks with corners. So when I saw this track, I was like, "Whoa, this is made for me."
Next year.
Next year, I'm extremely excited, and now I observed all the lines, so I kind of have the feeling I can dream about this road now.
You see it from a different angle in the commentary box, and you see it. We end up seeing more runs than everybody else in the commentary box because we're just watching everything. And you start seeing some lines and things. It does look a lot of fun out there on at the racetrack here at the Utah Olympic Park. We've got the bobs. This is the kind of the access road for the bobsleigh, luge, and skeleton track that was used at those 2002 games. So amazing facilities here. We've taken a look at the ski jumping towers as well. All right, and Tony underway. So we are sending riders down the course as quick as possible. We're going to be watching for times. Got that time for Tim Dahl, 1:48.229, 1:57.442, and Antonio Madariaga underway, having to come through the QS race. And he will be looking to put one that didn't have the strongest qualifying yesterday. He lost a little bit of time in that turn, Lisa.
He did. He went a little wide, but maybe he can still make it up. And he also had to do a lot of runs today. He also raced in
he's
QS,
been busy. Yeah.
So I don't know how the lag situation is. Maybe he tries to do a safe run first. Even though that's not really possible in this concept, actually, because you have to make.
Yeah, you've got to make. There's no. That's nice, isn't it? You could see that San Diego style he's got. Although he took it to the Isle of Man, took it there in style with that second place finish. He was on one there at the Isle of Man. We're going to be doing a little bit of jumping around in the commentary box. give you the time for Maxwell Caps, 147.030. So that is pretty quick. Tony here, though, had the fastest hole shot, 7.339. Don't have a time yet for Morgan Owens. That is not showing up on my system. It'll be in the backup somewhere, we hope.
He's using the whole road. That looks super good. Like, it's really cool to see, like, you have the white lines and he just goes all the way inside and almost touching the hay bales.
All right, final turn for Madariaga here, and we'll see how quick we get something in the board. And approaching the line, is that going to be good enough to get into Q2? We do not know.
And we have Ulrich on the start line, I think. He's a German luger. He's been everywhere. A lot of events.
Yeah, he's been really busy. He's been at every race this season, actually leading the championship standings in Street Luge, coming off the back of that win in the Isle of Man. But there in the background, the man that wants the victory here is Andy Lally. Let's jump back to the timings for you. Nothing yet for Madariaga. We've got 147.595. It's come in. Turns out we have to F5 our way through the timing system today. So Cap's still in the lead, but it's all super, super tight here as Ulrich Becker gets ready, and we're going to have a host of losers in a minute. Lisa, you're going to stick around and jump back on the mic in a few moments.
I will give it to Adam, and I will come back when the women are going.
Awesome men as well. Doesn't
Thank
matter.
You guys.
But yeah, great to have Lisa. Amazing to have you with us today. We're just going to bring you some different voices. We got Adam back for the Luge. Thank you, Lisa. That was awesome to hear from you. And she's going to go out, watch the racing. And now we get Ulrich Becker underway. Ulrich, Adam, quite simply, needs a victory.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it really does need to win right now. Been putting in a solid season, though. Really super strong, in the circuit this year. Uli lining up from way left, going to dive deep onto the right, almost touch the hay bales, and then lock it into that apex. Phenomenal line from Ulrich. I don't know if we've seen someone line up from that far over to the left to cut over before they dive in to make their actual turn. So that was an interesting move by Ulrich, and it looks like it worked out for him. It looked fast.
He studies these courses on his GPS. He's got all the data. He did say he was going to share some speeds with me as well, so I'll have to hit him up for that. But maybe he knows he's in for a real battle this weekend, so maybe he's giving me nothing in case anyone watches the live stream back, which would be fair enough, to be honest. And there's a sniff. When we're talking about the Luge Championship, there's somebody else standing over us right now that's got a sniff of a championship as well. You can guess who. But we've had Madzan win both races that he's entered. Didn't come to the Isle of Man. So Madzan's on 200 points right now in the Luge standings. But Ulrich Becker, with that win in the Isle of Man, if he can get another win here, well, that changes things, doesn't it? Because that would take it potentially through to El Salvador, round number 5, the 5th and final round of the tour. But Becker, what he's so good at doing, Adam, as he comes into the final turn, is executing on run number 1. Right out of the gate, he's able to put down a super quick run. Yeah,
he's a super consistent rider, and I'll be interested. We've got the hole shots now, which is fantastic, so we can actually see start speed for these guys. So Ulrich with a 9.3 basically on his start time. So you'll see there's another set of lines they cross just a little bit down from the start line. Not something that we've had at some past races. So we can compare start speeds for these guys. It's going to be really interesting. So Ulrich with a 9.3 on that. And we're waiting for his final time. But Andy Lally here.
Yes.
Two-sport athlete, this guy. When he's not racing street luge, he is racing cars.
Racing them pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, better known for his car racing at this point. But I tell you what, no stranger to street luge either. He's been around the sport forever. And
world champion 2009, and he says he's a retired race car driver these days. But I don't think you ever retire from racing cars. And it's amazing to have him here and watch one of the legends of this sport. And we'll try and keep you updated with the times as well, as he keeps saying. But now, when we talk about racing lines, the experience he has on the tracks and on the oval translates so well into this sport.
It really does. Just figuring out, where your entrance points are, where your exit points are, corner prioritization, that kind of thing is just it's stuff that, he's used to studying, and he's used to finding these, these markers, these break points, all of this stuff, and keeping it in your head and knowing what to prioritize is something that Andy is an absolute professional at by any definition of the word. So definitely looking to see some quick times from him today. A 9.4 on his whole shot.
A little slower than Ulrich.
About a 1/10 of a second off Uli, which is not too bad. Still very much in touch there, and will be interested to see what he does with the speed through the rest of the course here.
Yeah, 1:47.892 for Becker. That's the target time. 16 riders in open luge that we're taking 12 through to Q2 as Andy Lally is about to cross the line. Looked like a solid run. Nothing much wrong with that run from Lally.
Yeah, looked like pretty standard work for him. Everything looking clean, comfortable. So I think he should be pleased with that.
Right, we got the time in 1:47.063. Andy Lally quicker than Ulrich Becker, but Becker 1:47.892. So not a lot in it. This is going to be interesting. This luge field this weekend, like the stand-up, so tight. Now, Abdel Madzan, he's won the 2 races that he entered this season, the man from Malaysia, and hasn't raced for a few months, hasn't raced since Erzincan, where he sort of conquered the demons of 2024 and got the victory he was after. We're looking for the whole shot time. That is going to be really interesting from Madzan. 9.354. That is not the quickest yet. So tight between him. So nothing between himself and Becker on the whole shot.
Barely off of Ulrich on that one. And Abdel, seriously, with such a crazy crash a couple years ago in Turkey, I don't know if anyone who saw that. It was a violent crash, a really scary one. So
it was. I was glad he was just about all right from it.
Yeah. That's the kind of crash that can take some people out of the sport, but not Abdel. Definitely showing up for blood here in 2025. Clean lines so far from him, looking comfortable, and like we said, the whole shot right there with Ulrich. So solid start, and he's looking clean through the rest of the course. So definitely a guy with a target on his back right now. Strong pedigree on his racing. So people will be looking out for Abdel right now for sure.
Yeah, he knows a win here. Championship is his. Simple as that for Madzan. He would go 3 wins, best 3 out of the 5 races so far. Best 3 out of 5 in the season, counting towards the final championship standings for Madzan, and everybody else in Luge, 4 out of 5 in open stand-up. So Madzan here. This is the sort of section of a course that he absolutely thrives on. Gets into that aerodynamic position, and now he can just focus on driving towards the line. And Madzan, let's do a quick refresh and see the time. It is another 1:47.864, less than a second separating the top 3 here in Luge. Wow, that is super tight. We are jumping around a lot here, folks. We just want to get this moving, get everyone underway. We're going back to stand-up now. Maxwell Caps with the fastest time, 1:47.030. Not seeing anything for Morgan Owens so far.
Nick Brahms on the line here, and he's looking hyped, man. Look at this energy. You can tell he is stoked to get into this track. Stoked to show off what he's got. He's got a couple of Southern California guys to compete with. He's no stranger to Max and Tim. So strong kick out from Nick. Look at that power. Nick is really, really, really strong rider. Getting into tuck here, and let's see what he's got for us today. Lining up, definitely not going as far to the left. The losers were really lining up from the left to cut over. Skaters seem to be just staying comfortable on the right side, hitting the combo breaker, which means he's going to slide twice. So a quick left slide and then an even quicker right slide. Fantastic exit. Speed bringing him all the way out to the bales, which is what you want. You want to pull enough speed through the corner that it just brings you right out to the bales, but not quite. Kissing him there. Easy grip line for Nick on that one. No slide needed for the right-hander. We love to see that. That was excellent, excellent work.
So hairpin corner number 3 for Brahms. He's really focusing on his line here. 7.658, third quickest to that whole shot line. It's nice to have a split. Any split on the courses just gives us that extra bit of data into the tunnel. And Brahms here really focusing on that tuck through this section, building the speed. If you can get your entry point into this section, entry speed up is going to sort you out for qualifying here.
You know, Nick's got such a low tuck too, especially when he starts gripping heel side like that. You know, when he's taking a right-hand corner because he's goofy, that'll be a heel side turn for him. And just a really, really low tuck in those situations. Got a lot of power to be able to rest on those legs at that angle is not easy. Excellent line through the right. Nice work, and he's going to bring it on home. And let's see what he pulls here. Maybe just a second to get to the time, but that definitely looked fast. Let's see what we got. And it looks like we got John Robinson on course here. John Robinson, strong up-and-comer. He's been looking faster and faster every year, so I'll be interested to see what he does here.
So we got the time for Nick Brom's. 1:46.867 puts him in top spot so far. Still a long, long way to go in this one. And John Robinson, 7.916. That's just a little down on most of the riders so far, but it's just the opening part of the course.
Yeah, you know, there's really so much course after that starting time. It's an excellent thing to compare, but he's got time to make it up. So it is definitely not the end-all, be-all. But John Robinson with great exits through those corners. That's really nice work. Nice, chirping a little slide there. Maybe just not quite as inside as he wanted to be, but not too bad. And we're back up to the line here. Alexandra Sabe on the line. Seeing what she can do, coming in for the kick. And adds a little kick in there. Getting really low tuck there. And my apologies, actually Alyssa Donahue.
Yeah, I think it is. We don't quite have an order to start in, so we're just jumping around a little bit in the commentary box. The most important thing.
She's down in the left, but looks like she's back up on her feet. So yeah, apologies again. Alyssa Donahue here is actually the one kicking back in just off of a small crash. Not even taking it all the way to the bales. Looks like she's feeling good. No worries there.
Yeah, we're trying to get more than one rider on course. Let's take a look back.
And it looks like she probably just gripped up a little bit there. Couldn't quite keep her foot planted on the board, and so sometimes it just rolls right over this pavement. You know, I've been seeing a lot of folks. It looks like this pavement is challenging. It's definitely you know, it grips, it slips, it seems you know, inconsistent. It's kicking back on folks. So not the first person that I've seen out of the practice days and stuff that's getting kicked back a little bit like that. Certainly a challenging situation.
Get a little bit tricky in spots, isn't it? Give you time for John Robinson, 1:49.080. That puts him into provisional 6th place at the moment. We've had 3 losers so far. And let's just bring you some more of the women's times if we have them. We did have Alexandra Sabe. She did start on the course and finished with a 1:57. Still waiting on a time for Alyssa Donahue out of the USA. She was on course as well. We are underway back with Open Street Luge as well. Ross Baradoy, I believe, on course. 9.593. So the slowest of the lugers so far to that whole shot line. But
you know, it's still time to make it up. Absolutely. And you know, it's not like we said, it's not the end all be all. So but he will have some work to do through the bottom of the course, and certainly it can ricochet down. So, you know, you do want a quick start, the quickest one you can, obviously. That it can magnify down your run, but if you're quick enough through the turns, sometimes you can, you know, still pick up some speed on it. So,
yeah, it just sets you up, gives you that entry speed into the first turn. It's only a matter of hundredths of a second. But ultimately, when we're against the clock like this, in this format in qualifying, 100th of a second is all you need. But these times for likes of Lally, Madzan, and Becker, all in the 1:47s. That's your benchmark time for the top end of this open street luge category. Can anyone else get close to those sort of times? We're looking at the likes of LaBerge. We haven't even talked about Colby Parks, another legend of this game, underway with Marco Menino. If you haven't watched Roan Mountain last year, you've got to go back and watch it, because that finish in the street luge was absolutely epic. Check it all out on the YouTube channel.
Phenomenal. You know, you love to see someone so excited. I've never seen someone so stoked to to finish where they did in a race. It was awesome to see. So Marco putting it down a little over 10 seconds in the whole shot, so not probably quite where he wanted to be off the line. About a half a second off there, actually. So definitely going to have some work to do in the bottom section of this course.
Baradoy, a 1:51.521. So a few seconds off the pace of the top riders in the open street luge. Nicholas Kamenk is underway as well. Obviously, we're running at quite short intervals to get through this Q1, so we're not able to pick up every single rider for you, but we'll try and give you everyone's times as we get them. I can tell you Patrick Stoll is on course in the Standup in 7.655. That's pretty competitive from Patrick Stoll. We're still with Marco Menino. A man that when he's alongside you in heats, he might not necessarily be the fastest qualifier, but you look at and you got him next to you, know he's going to be in the mix, in the fight, and that's quite a nice place to be as an athlete. It is, we call it a Mr. Sunday. We love a Mr. Sunday. It can be very entertaining. Really ruin some people's dreams on Sunday. So it's Dream crusher. Yeah. Not saying that's you, Marco, of course. Well, we're going to quickly try and get you the time for Menino as he crosses the line. Let's see when it comes in. We'll go back to the start for Colby Parks. Colby Parks just winning in. I've had a massive failure of the timing system, but I've fixed it really fast. How about that, folks? We've got Oscar Gutierrez on course. Don't have any footage of him at the moment, but we'll keep y'all posted with his time. It's a 7.9 on the whole shot, so... not quite with the fastest folks on that, but I mean, all of these are, we're talking about a margin of a third of a second or maybe a half a second at most for the stand-up guys. So Colby Parks pushing in here. Yeah, last year's world champion. The time very quickly, Marco Menino 150.184, Nicholas Kamenk 152.91, and Ross Baradoy 151.521. But Colby Parks underway, and man, he's sitting currently in second in the standings. He's been third in Turkey and Erzincan, second in the Isle of Man. Is he going to keep the run going, go one better here? Well, you never bet against Colby Parks in this sport. No, absolutely not. Colby's been around the sport a long time, and he's a phenomenal racer. Definitely can't count him out, so it'll be really exciting to see what he does. A 9.9 on the whole shot for him. Yeah, it's all right, competitive. But he's good. He's another guy, maybe he isn't always the out-and-out top qualifier, but he's never far away. But he'll take the gap. He'll take the risk. He'll look for he'll dive in. If you leave some space and a hairpin, Colby will be there and fill that space. Oh, he'll find his way through. I mean, who could forget 2024 Erzincan? That pass, the double pass on turn 6 was just absolutely phenomenal. One of the best passes of the weekend, if not the season. So definitely not a guy you want to leave any space for. Colby Parks actually 7 podiums in WDSC history. It's actually the most of anyone. 7 podiums in total. Wow. Yeah. I think just WDSC. So since 2022. Okay, I see. Yeah, I think we celebrated his 100th race. Yeah, Isle of Man. The boys bought him a cake, which was really nice. Yeah, that was nice. Yeah, right. Enough about Colby. Josh Fieldwick on course here, and it looks like we're cutting back over to Colby, but we'll probably get back to Josh here in a second. See how Colby rounds it out. Looking clean so far. Solid run from him. We'll get that time for you here in just a second. So Josh Fieldwick on course as well. Colby Parks just coming across the line. 150.453, so a little down on the leaders. We got 3 men in the 150s in Luge. 3 riders in 147 in Luge as well. LaBerge is underway as well. Josh Fieldwick is on course. We'll just looks like right now we've got the camera on Laureline Pastor. Looks like we got a new suit for her, which is great to see. Definitely looks like a more aerodynamic suit. I think she's made an upgrade in that front. So this is LaBerge crossing the line here. Let's get you a time for him because he could be very competitive. 149.911, 4th quickest so far. Laureline Pastor 10.032, so not far off the pace. Pinching that apex beautifully there. Yeah, Laureline, I frankly love to watch Laureline race. I mean, young women riders in the street luge field, it's a small field, and we love to see riders coming after it, and Laureline just gets after it. I mean, she's a phenomenal racer.
love the energy. I love that she made the trip out to America to rip this, and definitely is going to be one of the favorites for the weekend. She's an absolute ripper.
So that looks like Josh Fieldwick crossing the line. This is going to be interesting to see. Fieldwick has been on the WDSC podium in the past, and Fieldwick with a just lost it there because it's moving at 152.795. He'll be hoping to eke out a little more if he can stay in the top 12. That is the key for the Luge riders. Top 12 to go into Q2. Maybe we'll put them in order then. Make our life a little bit easier. And ultimately, that's what matters, Adam, over this whole weekend. Truly. We've got it nice in this beautiful trailer. So Laureline Pastor just working that board well through this section into the final turn. See if she, again, as you were saying, that style is so good. Maybe just a little off the apex there, but trying to run as quick a line as she can.
Look how tight she can take a line there.
Beautiful.
I mean, she's just, light rider can just hug way inside. I mean, she doesn't need much of a turn. And if you're going to be a light rider, you want to race like a light rider. You can take some tighter lines, so go ahead and take them.
So Laureline at Pastor 152.673 puts her in 9th place in the Open Luge, 1 place ahead of Josh Fieldwick from Great Britain. Is this Caden Pulley on course?
I believe it's Kyle.
It's Kyle. Yes, Caden's already a little bit further down the road, but 7.509. That is quick to the hole shot for Kyle.
Yeah, solid start from Kyle Nelson. One of the fastest we've seen, actually. And looking locked into the turns here. Quick air brake, gripping the right-hander. That's a classy line right there. If you need to take a little air brake, go for it, but knowing that you don't need a drift. I mean, the difference in what it does to your wheels, the heat of your wheels, holding a little more grip with a tiny air brake like that instead of a drift can really be worth it.
Okay, so riders coming at you thick and fast. We apologize, we can't stay with every single rider for the full run. We're just trying to bring you a little bit, and we'll talk you through the times as Adam and myself get them. They're coming at us all the time here. And we just have to keep refreshing the timing system as well. AJ Daniels is on course right now, 7.687. That is pretty quick. It's Nick Brom still in the lead, 146.867 so far. Taking the top 20 in open stand-up through to the Q2. At a little bit of altitude as well up here in Park City at the Utah Olympic Park, over 2,000 meters. You feel it a little bit. A little walk back up after the chairlifts, and let's bring you the time here.
Solid tucking through that. Getting back in a tuck out of that corner for Kyle Nelson. I'm pretty excited to see that time.
Yeah, 149.209. 10th place at the moment. However, it's all so tight amongst all of the riders, and this is just Q1 as well.
Jules Sherman on course here. Strong kick in from Jules. All the way up from Australia. Love to see the international riders coming out for this, making it all the way across the world for an event like this, which, I tell you, if you're going to travel across the world for an event,
this
what
is the
an
one
event to come through.
Yeah.
I mean, just gorgeous scenery, super tight organization, and we've got the chairlift. I mean, what could be better? So, nice work through the first turn from Jules. Let's see what he can do through the right-hander.
Okay, so more times coming in as well. We are jumping around categories for you. Did we give you the time for Sam Mitchell, 147.717? That puts Mitchell into 5th place.
Solid time for Sam
Yeah,
Mitchell.
it's very good. That's good a chance. That's good a chance of holding up for top 20.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just gives you a little look at the landscape here at the Utah Olympic Park, hosted bobsleigh, skeleton, luge, ski jumping, and Nordic combined. And if you didn't know, Winter Olympics are coming back here in 2034. It's not too long to wait. We go to Milano Cortina in February, then off to the French Alps in 2030, although they're having a few discussions about who's still going to host what. We'll move on from that. And we'll be back here.
Of course, here kicking in. Garrett Bellinger with a strong kick out of Southern California here. He's been getting on the scene this year, making it out to some more races this year and last, so it's great to see him getting in the mix. Great rider. And
Yeah.
let's just see some fun.
Garrett's been picking up the points, you know, in the
Way
races.
inside, it goes down.
No.
Can't quite hold it there. That was an unbelievably hard inside line. I think he just ran out of road.
Yeah, ran out of road, and unfortunately, that sort of mistake is going to take you out of Q2. But someone like Garrett can work his way through a field. You know, he's going to have to accept it's going to be yellow leg sleeve.
Yeah,
and
he'll be
deal with
racing
that
from the back for sure. But you know, because like he had said here, if you don't make it through Q1, you will not get another shot. You got to advance through Q1 to Q2 to get into those higher seeds. But everybody here now qualified for the race tomorrow. Just
we're just sorting out the seating
for position.
Yeah.
I'll give you a time there for Jules Sherman, 150.267. Nick Brom still with a faster time, 146.867. Been a lot of talking over the last couple of hours, and we're only just getting started. It'll get easier in Q3.
So giving you your top 5 for now, you've got Nick Brahms, Max Caps, Tony Madariaga, Oscar Gutierrez, and Sam Mitchell. We'll keep you updated with those 5 as they get mixed up. But right now, that is your top 5. Garrett Bellinger just taking a practice run now, eking out a little left slide, and then getting over to try to grip right. It looks like kind of he's taking it like an edge of grip right, really slamming into those wheels and seeing what they can take.
That's all you can do in that situation, though, isn't it? You know the run's gone. Let's take a look back.
And so it looks like there, his puck just caught the inside there and kicked up a couple of rocks. So yeah, like I said, just kind of ran out of road there, took it a little too inside. It looked like he was dumping the slide really hard, like 90 degrees too. So I wonder if maybe he slid a little late or something, or I'm not really sure what happened there, but definitely got a little too inside. Lucas Schultz here. Cutting back a little bit, but let's get back to Lucas here kicking in. Lucas kind of new to the race scene. You know, used to race motorcycles, did some road racing, did some dirt racing. So he's transferring some of those skills, but lifelong skateboarder too. So I was talking to him earlier, and we were saying, you know, if you're going to mix two things to build a downhill skateboard, if you race motorcycles and you ride skateboard, that's a
good way
combination.
good way to do it, isn't it? So let's just get more riders crossing the line here. Some that we miss out of the start. That is just the nature of things in Q1. We just want to get these riders moving. So Lucas Schultz, 8.321 to the whole shot. You really want to be close you can to 7.5 seconds.
Yeah, you know, he's not got the strongest kick, but he's phenomenal at cornering. He's an amazing free rider, so he can definitely look to pick up some of this through the bottom of the course. He's a lighter rider, and on a course like this, it probably won't affect him as much. It's definitely a course with a lot of corners, so he really may be able to pick up some time, and I'm interested to see what he does on these times here.
So moving back to Luge, top 3 right now in women's street luge. Maura Jakubiec, 154.875. Sam Marsteller with a 158.109. Kim-Marie Hilger from Switzerland, 210.508.
But I tell you what, Rose Hill on course now is definitely looking to shake those times up. She's a phenomenal, another young, phenomenal racer in the women's street luge category, and we love to see that category blowing up a little bit, finding some new participants. So another great racer, and definitely looking forward to see what she does on this time.
What is it about Canadians and street luge?
They love it. They love it. You know, it's like maple syrup. They just love it.
And hockey.
Rose Hill lining it up from the outside here. Getting way over on that board. Look at both legs on the inside. That's like when you just
on the pavement.
Yeah. I mean,
Love
almost laying it down on the inside there. Strong work from her.
For me, it's been as tight as you can at the left-hand side. Make that switch across. Double apex turns are hard to get right. Have we lost Thursday in the bales?
I think it's someone else.
Nope,
is down
someone else is down, but Rose is still motoring through this bottom section of the course.
Oh, looks like James Cook, I believe.
Yeah, I think it is.
And so hopefully he's out of the way by the time Rose comes through, or she may get a little jammed up there. So hopefully no issues arise. I think she'll probably have enough time.
I think she's okay, yeah.
But she's closer than you might think. Lining up from the left and slamming over to the right.
Bam.
Both legs on the inside, way inside the white line.
Yeah, letting it run out, letting it run.
Down.
A lot of commitment there from Rose, and let's get the time as it comes in. Having to do another refresh.
Dex Manning on course.
So, yeah, 151.388 for Rosehill. That is super quick. Now, Dexter Manning underway. Isle of Man was not his race. He was not 100%, but he's had a bit of time to rest, had a bit of time to look after himself. And he's back and feeling reasonably fresh.
Huge combo breaker from him, definitely breaking down that right slide and diving in left. So it's definitely interesting. We're seeing these riders take it a little differently, and I'm hearing there's actually a little bit of rain on the course right now. It's
starting to fall. We've got a guest just watching in. He's got his hand out the box. That is going to shake things up, and
absolutely shake things up. I wonder if that's going to affect Dex on this run right here, right now, or if it's going to stay dry enough for the next, 1 minute or so to make it happen for
maybe
him.
If you haven't done your run, you might want to go now before the rain starts, just in case. Certain riders don't care. They'll handle whatever that Mother Nature throws at them. But, yeah, just even a tiny bit of rain is going to massively impact this pavement, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes the first starting of the rain can get even, be more intense. But Dex keeping the knee locked there, just getting a little bit of a hand out for balance, but looking really fast through that flat right-hander.
This is where Dax can really just try and unleash. You've got to keep it as clean as you can, using every little bit of pavement there. And Dax Manning's coming in here. He's not really got any expectations. He just wants to ride well, have some fun. He's not saying, I'm going to get this or that. He is just focusing. This is really hot into this final turn from Dexter Manning. Party Corner's been making some noise. Let's see what Manning's got here in Q1. We'll bring you the time when we get it, but not a lot wrong with that run from Manning. Let's have a look.
Let's see what we can do here.
All right, on the start line at the moment, Harry Clark, last year's world champion. And Clark hasn't had the type of season he had last season, but it's hard to maintain that level of performance that Clark delivered last year. He's been so impressive. 6 WDSC podiums. That's all since 2022, of course. Same as Paynell, who was actually sitting behind us.
Yeah,
but he's gone.
Just slipped out.
I wonder if he got the message about the rain, potential rain.
Dex Manning coming in 148.285, just slotting into 10th place now, and Harry backing off. I think he has just heard about the rain or noticed the rain and said, you know what, nope, backing off.
Yeah, I can hear the rain now. Yeah, I can even see it. Lisa's come back to join us. We'll get you back in as soon as we can. Well, look at this. Chase Hiller.
Chase Hiller not too worried about the rain.
Yeah,
which is kind of on brand, actually.
Wear a beautiful T-shirt, have some fun. But what do you do here? Do you go and actually, we're underway. This is an outdoor sport. We are going to manage things, but ultimately, if we're in motorsport and you go out a little bit late and it suddenly starts raining, you're in big trouble, aren't you? So do you go out and just get that time on the board whilst it's a little bit of rain and the hope it stops, or do you wait and think maybe it's going to dry up? Yeah, tough call.
It's a really tough call. It's a difficult strategic decision, and they may choose to pull some of the times and rerun it if we get a full wet course to get a
we want to be as fair as possible to all of the riders. Everyone is through. There is that, but we don't want it to impact the seedings. But when you're outside, things going to happen.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And they will run it in the wind especially if we get a full wet course, that kind of changes things a little bit. But hopefully everybody's got their rain wheels ready.
So we are going to take a rain break for 10 minutes. Feels like the right call. Let's watch, see what happens. We'll run some commercials for you in just a few moments. Thanks for your company, folks.
It's the little things that get me high. Won't you come with me and spend the night? It's the little things that get me high. Won't you come with me and spend the night? Just a little thing for you
was on.
Final underway on the open stand-up. It's a strong start.
He's into the bales. No, with this contact. Also, and Parker tumbling out. Huge crash.
He's closed in.
Oh no! What an explosion!
It's got the finish line. He comes through. Clark is the world champion.
I can hear the cheers. Welcome to the Isle of Man for round 3 of the World Downhill Skateboarding Championship. Over the course of 3 thrilling days of racing, riders will battle through the steep, winding roads of the legendary Isle of Man. Located between England and Ireland and set against a backdrop of rugged coastlines and rolling hills, the Isle of Man offers a stunning natural stage for adrenaline sport enthusiasts. Famous for its Isle of Man TT, the spirit of racing is deeply woven into everyday life, and the passion for intense competition is not just seen but truly felt.
It lives and breathes racing. You know, I didn't realize till I came how many races they host on this island, and it's really just an honor and privilege to be another one of those races added to the agenda here. And the people have just been so welcoming, and they're so excited about what we're doing. And
it was kind of a dream come true. Just being here, and the locals are just so appreciative of racing and people going fast. And it's just a beautiful place to be.
Attracting a record number of spectators, the Isle of Man events became the most attended of the WDSC season so far. Undeterred by the conditions, fans packed the race village and trackside, making the most of the food trucks and jumbo screen. What began with unsettled weather ended in a flawless day of finals, rewarding fans for their early perseverance. Supported by the iconic Victory Cafe alongside other local businesses, the fans enthusiastically embraced the competition. Among the fans and competitors, distinguished guests were present to underscore the importance of the event. Sir John Lorimer, Lieutenant Governor of the Isle of Man, and Sarah Maltby, Chair of the Isle of Man Sports Council, spent time with riders and spectators, hopeful that the event would become a regular part of the island's sporting calendar.
Fantastic to see everyone here on the Isle of Man. You know, we're delighted to be able to host it. It's a fantastic island, but it's an island that's used to events with speed, and this absolutely lives up to that. We hope we'll see you next year, and perhaps on the TT course, because that would be very special.
Absolutely fantastic. As the Isle of Man is absolutely renowned for our adrenaline sports, it's absolutely fantastic to welcome the World Downhill Skateboard Championships here for the very first time.
The 1.2 kilometer long track served as the venue for this year's competition. Featuring 3 long straights and 2 hairpin turns at the bottom, this short yet challenging circuit tested the riders' skills.
yeah, the track's really unconventional and very, very different when you compare it to some of the other roads we've skated, especially this year. It's much shorter, but it's very, very technical. It's pretty rough. It's been repaved in places, so there's 2 different types of pavement that you've got to deal with, so you've got to account for that as well. So yeah, it's tricky, it's fast, very, very narrow, and racing's going to be something.
Then you drop into a super fast straight with a triple apexing right sweeper, which is really tight, really, really fun. I can feel my shoulders brushing on the bushes around each apex. And then you drop into a really narrow, fast left hairpin that you got to be really technical and good on the brakes for before you get into the slowest section, before the next right hairpin, and then the finish line.
On the first day of practice, Adam Westfall suffered an injury and was unable to continue racing. However, he joined the commentary team for the rest of the weekend, sharing his valuable insights on the track and riders. In this program, we bring you all the action from the stand-up skate category. Adrian Paynell arrived on the Isle of Man having won the first 2 events, making him the clear favorite in the championship.
I mean, as always, I'm just looking to have fun. I'm going to push myself. It kind of looks like a roll of the dice on this track. I'm not gonna give myself any expectations, but I'd love to have fun, and I have a lot of fun when I'm winning. So yeah, we're gonna make sure to have fun. We're kind of rushing into qualifying, so finding pace has been a super quick process, but it's been a lot of fun because kind of have to push yourself and push it a tiny bit further than you would like to every run, but it kind of pushes you as a skater. So I'm having a lot of fun right now.
Owen Fox currently holds second place in the overall standings and is showing renewed strength. He has finally found the pace he's been searching for and is determined to keep his podium streak alive.
Yeah, super excited to be here. Isle of Man, hallowed ground for racing. Obviously coming into this on a hot streak, so I'm really hoping to carry that through and probably snag another podium here. So far the track has been a bit challenging. Definitely not a track that suits my usual strengths, sort of like Wales last year. A little bit more chunky, a little bit more sort of dynamic, but I feel like I'm adapting better this year, and I think I've got some pace here. I don't think anyone's feeling super confident. It's such sort of a bumpy ride, but I do think I can pull something out here.
Defending champion Harry Clark hasn't had the season he hoped for so far, but he's thrilled to be racing at the Isle of Man, a place full of passion and true racing spirit.
Yeah, no, it's great to be on the island. We've been received incredibly, like never before, and you can really feel that racing's in the DNA of the people here, and it's great to be here. We feel a part of the family. It's crazy because like racing's in these people's DNA, and they're so used to the racing. Like, no one here asks you, oh, why do you do it? They all know. You know, there's a lot of similarities between us and the racing that happens on the island, so everyone's just super keen to see a different form of racing. They're like, oh, finally, not motorbikes. Everyone's really stoked on us here, and I don't know, I just hope we can put on a good show for them.
Adrian Paynell's fellow countrymen and teammates Antonio Madariaga and Nick Broms from San Diego are also key contenders to watch. Madariaga has competed in every round of the tour this year, while this is Brahms' first WDSC season. He's excited to be here and to race alongside his friends.
Oh, feels great. I mean, I've been seeing it for the last 3-4 years all over my Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that, and it looks like the guys have been having tons of fun, so I'm really happy to be at one finally. Done a lot of racing before the WDSC existed, and I'm just really happy that they're kind of upholding all the same great things I love about skateboard racing.
Being here in the Isle of Man is, for me, a big dream come true. I grew up with motorcycles, watching the TT and all that stuff, so getting to come here, see the track, drive the track, we've been doing it all week. It's an honor to be able to race in a place like this, and hopefully we're on the TT track next year.
Other notable riders include Canada's Dexter Manning, Czech Republic's Sacek Wojtek, and USA's Garrett Bellinger. In the qualifying rounds,
Okay, folks, we've had a 10-minute rain delay, a rain break, just to see what the weather has done. The weather, thankfully, has played ball, and we are going to crack on in a moment or two with a little bit more of Q1. But we got an update for you, folks. We were waiting on the time for Morgan Owens to come through. I can tell you he's in the lead. 146.719. That is Q2 in the bag for Morgan Owens. He was the first man to go, Adam, and he absolutely smashed it.
Yeah, he absolutely did. And, you know, incredible. We didn't get his time until a little bit later, and for it to be P1 is just, you know, is comic irony. So, Selena Tyler on course, kicking in here all the way from Switzerland.
Yeah, what talent she is. We got Lisa in the commentary box, and Lisa, what we'll do, this is just us having a chat here in the box, talk amongst yourselves. Once we get into Q2, we will get you in, because I think we'll be going in order there. So Selena Tyler, of course, having a good season. She won in Austria, and if she wins here, she'll take the women's title. Great to see her making the trip over to the USA. Always a pleasure to watch her race.
Yeah, she won in Austria. She won in Italy last year at World Skate. She's definitely been on a warpath the last couple of years. Really has found some pace. Has found comfort in racing and in herself, and definitely has been on an absolute warpath. So she's out for blood here, no doubt. You don't fly all the way from Switzerland just to hang out.
Well, you might. It's a great place to hang out. The vibes are pretty good here. I mean,
could fly from
yeah,
Switzerland.
I've flown all the way to hang out. Having a great time, but she's handled those hairpins well. Now into the tunnel section. And now I'm going to tell you my tunnel story because it is from Switzerland. The Lauberhorn downhill on the Men's Ski World Cup has got a tunnel, and you ski under it. And if the train crosses the tunnel whilst you're skiing under it, the rumour is you win the race.
Is that right?
That is true.
Did it ever happen to
in
you?
Wengen downhill? It's never happened to me. Happened to a friend of mine, but he was 10th, which was a really, really good result for him. So he was super happy. Back to this race. I've finally got the tunnel story out. This is where Selena is just, again, using this pavement well. So smooth. She just has a really beautiful style on the board.
Bossing that setup slide. Absolute butter. And a quick little slide in the apex just to slow it down. And Selena Tyler rolling in here. Going to see what that time is here in a second. We will keep y'all posted.
So Owen Fox about to get underway here. Still in the lead is Morgan Owens for 1:46.719. Owen Fox has been having, since Roan Mountain last season, take out the Isle of Man because he just wasn't well in the Isle of Man. Simple as that. But he's sitting in second in the championship. He's had 2 podiums this season. Obviously, Paynell has won all 3 races, and if anyone's going to stop Paynell, they need to start winning now.
Yeah.
And even then, it's almost impossible,
It's
but not
gonna
quite.
be very tricky, and if anyone can do it, Owen would be the man. Coming in that first slide, no combo breaker, just goes right in for the left slide, going for the grip line through the right.
Oh, and he has gripped it as well. So we'll go back to Owen Fox here. Beautiful pictures coming in to this next hairpin. Sabrina Ambrosi just crossing the line there. We'll give you a time in a second, but Owen looks like he might be on one here.
Yeah, Owen, and just such a beautiful style Owen has. You know, he just really is so intentional about everything he's doing with his body, where he puts his hand, you know, where his hips are in relation to these drifts. It's very, very calculated. Slight arm there, but not much. Basically just staying locked through that right. That's going to be a really fast play there.
Yeah, I can tell you Harry Clark is on course as well. We'll probably try and pick Harry up at some point. 7.679 was the whole shot time for Owen Fox. I think it is still Max Caps with the quickest whole shot, but 7.6, that is competitive, and Owen getting low through here. Coming into this final turn, amazing work here. Really gets that nice late apex coming out of the turn. Owen Fox here. Let's see where he places, and he crosses the line. Is that going to be good enough for a top position? 1:45.871. Owen Fox takes over in top spot.
Wow. Unbelievable run from Owen Fox. Quite a bit faster, almost a full second faster. I don't know if there's a wind change or if he just absolutely smashed it that hard, which is either one is possible. Dana Banks on course here, just kicking in there in the cheetah print suit. That's a classic suit. You know it, you love it. And I'm going to see what kind of time he does. 8.3 on the whole shot, so a little bit off there on the start, but still room to make up that time. And your points leader,
Adrian Paynell. He hasn't lost a race yet on WDSC this season, so Harry Clark is across the line. Let's give you a time for Harry Clark, 1:45.628. That is now the new fastest time, about 0.2 of a second quicker than Owen Fox, but this is just Q1. All of these times, forget about them once we get into Q2 for these riders. So Paynell will be getting underway, if he isn't already, in a matter of seconds. Wow, the riding coming at you thick and fast. That is always the way of things in Q1. No, running it late. That's going to be costly when we get to the line.
Let's see what the final time is there. Frenchie still getting ready at the line. Adrian Paynell, his friends call him Frenchie. And absolute warpath this season. I mean, this guy, it just seems like all he can do is win this year.
3 WDSC victories for Paynell. Was on the podium a couple of times last season, Wales and Roan Mountain. And he's found a new level this season. And let's watch the whole shot. Let's watch the push as well. Strong. That's been one of the big improvements coming into this season as well, and it's working for Paynell. Let's see the time on that. 7.295. Wow. That is quick.
Yeah, that's a strong start from Paynell. Setting up, little baby setup car there, it looks like, but mostly sliding left. Excellent, excellent exit, just almost touching the bales. You know it's a good exit when you're not sure if they're going to hit the hay bales, but they're already tucking.
Again, he can't use any more pavement. He's taking it right to the max. It's been his ability to execute, not just in qualifying, but taking those quali runs into races, into heats, has been so impressive this season. You can see the work that he's put in to find every little bit of performance that he can, and it is working this season for Paynell.
It really is, and fastest start of the day. I think that's something you see a lot with people who are, obviously hasn't won a world championship yet, but you see that with world champions. They tend to have the strongest start. Maybe aside from Tiago, I'd say most world championship winners are kind of known for having the strongest kick in the field at that time. So definitely on brand for him to be kicking out that strong and looking just absolutely locked.
Pinpoint perfection from Paynell. So this obviously
the
is
stand-up toe side. Oh my God.
What a time to throw that in.
Toe
right.
side for Frenchie in his qualifying run.
Q1 as well. Q1 as well. Let's see if that's good enough for the lead. It's got to be. We're going to give him the award anyway. 1:45.034. That is the new fastest time. But it's not a lot in it, just about half a second.
That was insane. Unbelievable. The stand-up toe side in Q1. Talk about confidence in yourself to know, you know what, I've got it. And for those of you at home who are watching who aren't skateboarders, a stand-up toe side is one of the most difficult things that you can do in this sport. And on race wheels, on fresh race wheels like that is, most people simply can't even do it at all, much less in their qualifying.
Remember
run.
in Erzincan as well? Was it Frenchie or Bouclier?
It was
Carlon?
it was Frenchie.
It was Frenchie that did it, wasn't it?
Yeah. In finals.
And we were like, what?
Yeah, everyone just went berserk because it was insane then. So we got Alyssa Donahue on course, just pushed in a moment ago. We'll keep you up to date with her time, 9.5 in the whole shot. We will check in with that time as she makes her way down.
Still 2 more times to come in, we believe, to bring Q1 to a close for the open stand-up, unless they have done. It looks like we're moving on to Luge. I think that is Ross, isn't it? Ross Baradoy in Q2. And let's just check. So Alyssa Donahue on course, as Adam was saying. So time in for Zach Matum. Did we get that one earlier for Zach? 12th place, 1:48.005. So some interesting times. Yeah, but it's all tight, isn't it? Only a few seconds separating, really down to about 20th place. So impressive riding from everyone. But if you're in the top 20, you got to go back and do it all again.
So 1:45.034 is currently the fastest. So we'll see if anybody can crack into the 1:44s for open stand-up. But right now, Street Lugers on course.
Yeah, so getting Q2 underway for Street Luge. Ross Baradoy. So 10.3032 for Ross Baradoy. So Mora Kubiec next to go.
Mora coming in. Let's see how she sets up for this turn. A lot of these street lugers have been setting up way over on the left. Not all the stand-up riders doing it the same way. We'll see kind of how she takes it. Nice turn from her. Excellent work getting through that, getting back into her tuck here. And we'll see how Mora goes on the way down, how much she needs to brake for this right-hander. Winds it up nicely on the left side there and cuts in. It looks like we've just lost her with the drone.
Picked her up again. There we go. What's happening? Sometimes takes a moment or two with the drones. Got a mind of their own sometimes. So into Q2 now. Unless for the open
Street Luge, and then we are taking the top 8 through to Q3 for the women's stand-up. Best out of 2 to count. Ross Paradoy crosses the line. We will have to relearn the timing system again as we go into Q2. But remember, in Q2, it is the Q2 times that count. Forget about your Q1 time. If that was quicker, tough. Q2 is where it matters. So I think for Ross Paradoy, just waiting to see what the time is. But Colby Parks, last year's world champion, underway here. Let's see how it all goes for Colby. A little off the pace in Q1, 9.850 for him in Q2. I think we actually lose. Me and Adam are just going to have a little chat here, so cover your ears. I think what happens, Adam, is we actually lose the time, and then it replaces
it's getting
there. But we've got to watch for that
okay.
best column. We've got to watch out for that, because that might hold up a Q1 or Q2 time. We'll get there, folks. It's scrolling wildly for us as well, so bear with us. We're just trying our best to keep you up to date, folks. Really appreciate you tuning in. Ultimately, what matters is we watch some amazing stand-up and skateboarding and street luge with some of the out-and-out best riders in the world, of which Colby Parks is, of course, one of them on the street luge. The sun is back out. That's good to see. Hopefully adding a little bit more grip to the road, or who knows? We'll see.
Lower line Pastor crossing the finish line. We'll see what time she's coming in with here. Colby getting a little wobble there, almost running out of road, which has, other than the wobble, is actually kind of what you want. So he may actually be happy with that line. And we'll take a look out for his time. Colby Parks, veteran racer. I mean, this guy's just he's been doing it for so long. We love to see him out here still crushing it, still in the mix with the top guys.
Maybe a little wider than he'd like. Colby Parks, who is crossing the line here. Let's see if I can bring you a latest time for Colby Parks. So Andy Lally is on the line here. Colby Parks, a 150.248, I think that was. That's 3.185 off of the first round time of Andy Lally. But, of course, it's Q2 that matters. And Andy Lally with a 147.063 in Q1. That was the fastest of anyone in the street luge. But he's got to go out, do it again, because alongside him, Abdel Madzan and Ulrich Becker in the 147s, and LeBeur's just a little bit further back in the 149s. Not a lot in it.
I mean, Andy Lally, that's a solid lead, a 0.8 second lead. It may not sound like much, but 0.8 seconds is that's a pretty good gap on the next couple guys, given that they're in the hundredths of seconds away from each other. So looking to capitalize on that now, probably see if he can chop off and spread that lead by even a little more. But definitely feeling like he's in a comfortable position. Excellent work through the first turn.
Well, he's a man that knows aerodynamics. He just knows how to be fast, and you can see that in his riding here. The position with the body, the feet, pencil straight as well. You can see how much he's worked on that over the years and the experience in his riding. So let's see how he goes through hairpin turn number 3.
Look at how smoothly he comes back into this tuck. There's no bobble. He brakes, he leans to get in the corner, and then it's just slow, controlled, straighten the legs out, straighten the body out. No extra movement needed, and that's exactly what you want.
This is where you want to watch him as well, this double apex turn. He's probably rubbing his hands out. And again, right out to the bales. That was magnificent from Andy Lally. This, of course, for a place in Q3. And Lally just one more turn to negotiate through this final section. He's going to just rip into the left-hand side here and set him up. You see that body position working so well with the hips and the upper body. The balance on the board, magnificent. Pinches the apex, whips it round. Let's see what sort of time Andy Lally has got here. There's a 147.146 for Andy. Yeah, a little slower
than his last run, but still in the lead. Still the fastest time for the street luge so far. Abdil on course now, looking to chop some time here, looking to get in that number 1 spot.
Well, Lally's kind of left the door open, going a little bit slower. Now, we're not out on the road. There was a little bit of rain, but these guys, there's a bit of wind as well, so that is going to dry the road really quickly. It was the tiniest amount of rain, let's be honest. It barely felt it, but it could have been enough.
I think they're probably working with dry pavement now. It's hard to say not being out there, but it looks like, especially from the lines they're taking, too, it seems like they're going.
Yeah, it's full commitment, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Madzan looking to find that little bit of an improvement just to get one up on Lally going into Q3. But has Lally got something in reserve? Madzan almost going for the old rally technique of a ditch hook there, but I wouldn't recommend that in street luge because you'd end up on your head.
Might be a little tough. And, Q3, you're going to be dropping in reverse order of their times, too. So in Q2, you really want to be the fastest so that you get that last place drop. You see everybody's times, all eyes on you, the pressure's on, but, you know exactly the time you have to get.
Those are the situations winners want to be in. Dropping last. They want all eyes on. You need a little bit of ego.
Yeah,
you need that little bit of, I want everyone watching me. I want to be the fastest. Then I'm going to go out and prove it and dominate again. As Madzan on the charge here. Not a lot wrong with this run. He was good in run one, but he's got such a habit of just going through the gears, finding that little bit more. He calculates it all so well. His first run time, well, we can forget about that now. Adam's going to refresh and bring us the time. Hasn't quite hit yet.
Still coming.
Building the drama. We're going to keep it up. We're going to keep it up. We've lost the moment. We've lost the moment. 147.
But it is a 147.5, so it is faster.
Still fast, but not fast enough. But
solid. That'll put him in a solid second for this second qualifying round. Not a bad spot to be. Not exactly where he wanted, but only a 4/10 of a second
he's
off
closed
of
the gap
Andy Lally.
just a little bit.
And that's more the gap you want to see coming into racing. 0.4 second gap. That's like okay. That's basically. That's nothing from a racing standpoint. When you involve the draft and stuff, it's not much at all.
Yeah, that puts very much in range. Now, there's definitely a change in the wind here. We had some changes in the wind yesterday throughout the practice and the QS qualifying. You can see, I think it is a headwind coming up that opening straight, and that could really impact the times. But remember, we forget about the Q1 times now. It's all about the Q2 times. So if that wind stays consistent, it's kind of the same for everybody. But it's just that extra little challenge for everybody to deal with. And Colby Parks, I do beg your pardon. Ulrich Becker on the start line at the moment and waiting for the call. He gets underway. So we had three men in the 147s, a 147.892 for Ulrich Becker in Q1, and he gets his Q2 run underway, working over on that left-hand side of the road, keeping it really tight. Maybe that if Ulrich, again, he's reading the environment. If that wind is coming a little bit across, getting close to those bales, it's going to protect you from a little bit of wind.
Hide from it a little bit, especially in street luge. They're so low that if you get right up next to the bales, sometimes you can actually sit in the pocket in the slipstream of the wind, essentially.
But this course snakes down the hill, so you're going to have to deal with wind at some point on the hill. But if you can just minimize the impact, it shields you here. And Becker doing what he does well, working over on that left-hand side of the road, sets it up on the right-hand side, sits up, gets the braking, and then leaning into the turn.
Yeah, making it with plenty there. Winding out pretty solidly, but definitely, clean run through that turn. Let's see how he goes through the double apex here under the bridge. Setting it up, dives in deep for the first apex and deep for the second one too.
Nice. With
still room to play. That was a nice line through there. I think he shed a little bit off just on the way in so he could, get on the line he wanted.
Yeah, sometimes that is the play, isn't it? Is the being on that line that you want quicker, to lose a little bit of time. And it can look really clean, but as we've said before, sometimes the cleanest looking run isn't the fastest.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
we'll know in a moment or two once Becker crosses the finish line. It's still Andy Lally quickest, 147.146 in Q2. Madzan with a 147.568. Becker crosses the line. Let's see where Becker is placing. 147.630. There is nothing between Becker and Madzan, but Becker slotting into third place. Marco Menino 150.184 in the first round. And of course, we are just taking the top 8 through to Q3 in the street luge. So
so when you're sitting in 6th place right there, you got to target him.
Yeah,
You want to pick up some time and be a little more comfortable. 6-6 will go through, but he'd love to be in top 3, top 4, something like that.
But let's see what he's got here coming into turn 1. As we said, he's probably not going to be too bothered about what lane choice. I think he's lost a little bit of time. That board looked like it wasn't running as clean as we've seen from the likes of Madzan, Becker, and Lally, but
yeah, it seemed like he got a little sideways in that corner, so he's going to probably have to make up some time for that. And with the potential wind changes, it could be a challenging run for him. So hopefully he can salvage some of that time and still go top 8. But it's definitely going to be a fight to the bottom. And
that is the goal. I mean, it all comes down to Q3. This stage, just stay in that top 8. If it's a good run, great. If it's a bad one, forget about it. Move on. Be fast in Q3.
And like we said, everyone is going to qualify for the race tomorrow. So this qualifying is for seated position, which if you're wondering at home, does that matter? Yes, it definitely does matter. It'll seed your position in the bracket. It's going to change who you're racing first and foremost. It can dramatically change the type of Sunday you have where you finish today in the qualifying. So Marco Menino is setting it up through the sweepers here.
This is the sort of section of road that he really loves. To be honest, everyone on a street luge loves that kind of section of road. So into the final turn. Is Menino going to be any quicker than that 150.184 from the first run? He did get it a little bit sideways early on in the run. Let's give you the time for Menino. Hasn't. 150.184.
Goes a little bit faster.
A little bit quicker. So Colby Parks sitting in 4th place with a 150.248. This is Josh Fieldwick on the line. Now Fieldwick in 9th place at the moment. So one of those riders that has got a little bit of work to do. Or he's not in 9th place. It's all the timing system has gone wild on me. We'll work it out in a second. Either way,
lost our order here,
Adam will do some refreshing or speak to the timing company as Josh Fieldwood gets underway. Beautiful scenery around here in Lake Placid, the Wasatch Mountains. Here is the man out of Quebec crossing the line, Frederic Laberge. Apologies if I'm getting the pronunciation wrong. I'm seeing a 150.130. Now, he was in the 149s in Q1.
Fieldwick just barely kind of missing that apex there. He probably wants to be just a little more inside. He did on that left, but nails it on the right. That's where you want to be, just right up next to the inside of the road there.
Okay, Fieldwick, who has a couple of WDSC podiums to his name. Of course, Josh Fieldwick actually sitting in 4th in the championship right now, 3rd in the Isle of Man behind Becker and Parks, but he's had a good consistency as well. He's really committed to the season this year. Great to see him making the trip over. I know that some of the Luge boys back in the UK are going to be watching. Big shout out to all of you guys, Myrtle, of course, Phil Spencer, and Andy Spate. I know you guys are going to be tuning in, so good afternoon. We're missing you. Here's Josh Fieldwick representing GB well here. I'm not sure what happened to George Cheeseman earlier. I need to go find George because he was in the QS race. So I hope he's all right, whatever has happened there, because he was riding pretty quick yesterday as well.
Yeah. I guess we haven't seen him today.
I've seen him this morning.
Actually checked in with
him. I
him.
said hello to him, but I haven't seen what's happened. So I'll find out for you guys. I'll message him as Josh Fieldwick is approaching the finish line. Pretty clean run overall there, at least to our eye there, from Josh Fieldwick. And let's see if we can get a time. Or was it a 1:52.746? Well, what's happened, folks? I'm just going to tell you, folks, just so you can basically give me and Adam a bit of a pass, is the timing system has now got people in all sorts of different orders. Like, we're currently seeing Ulrich in 12th. Now, we know Ulrich is not in 12th.
Right.
So the system has kind of got confused. It's easily done when it comes to myself. We do have running clocks. I think James Cook is underway as well, but it's trying to just get the order sorted again. It'll sort itself out in a few moments' time of that, I am sure, folks. But let's just enjoy the racing and enjoy the beautiful racetrack.
Raggy with the interesting kind of stagger start there, kind of paddling, alternating hands. Not something you see a lot. Most of the street luchers are hitting both hands at the same time. So be interested to see. It looks like a 9.8 hole shot from him. So kind of middle of the pack on that. Definitely it's not working for him.
Yeah, it's doing okay. Doing okay. You keep talking. I'm going to see if I can get this timing system to do something that allows us to give you the position.
See what Raggy can do with the rest of this run. Breaking with just the outside foot there so he can ballast with the inside one. A nice wind out from him. So far, he's working these turns pretty well. Raggy may be on a pretty quick run here. Definitely getting a solid lean all the way to the inside. That shoulder almost rubbing down. That's definitely when you're getting over on a street luge like that, you can graze shoulder even. And we'll see how he sets up the double apex right. These guys have been taking this real different. A couple guys breaking for it, some guys not breaking for it. He looks like he stays pretty much locked into it. Gets deep in the second apex, which seems to be what you want. We're going to watch Rose Hill finish out her run here, and we'll get some times on that for a second for you. But back to Raggy coming through the sweepers, making it happen here. Getting pretty close on the inside there. Definitely using his width on the road. Gets up to break and then dives back in right. Let's see if he can close out this run strong. And Raggy coming through the finish line now. We'll get you a time for him here in just a moment. And it looks like we're going to run some free riders.
So we're running some free riders at the moment just to try and sort the timing system out, because we want to be able to tell you what order everyone's in, because that's obviously quite key for qualifying. But we are in the middle of Q2. So this will just give us a few moments. Apologies, folks, just to get the timing system in order. I'm not sure quite how many we're going to send down, but it just want to try and get the timing system updated for you, because it's all over the place at the moment. We're still getting times. I think that's the important thing, but everything's kind of gone a little bit out of order at the moment. So we'll take a little break, and we'll be back with you in a few moments. Stay with us, folks.
race was on.
Here we go, folks. The Open Street Luge World Downhill Skateboarding Championship.
Abdel Majsan is dominating at the front.
To the turn number 5. Beautiful pass.
Oh, huge crash there. David Frager.
Colby Parks almost making contact.
Oh no! Pantograph is down. Side by side. Marco Menino from Italy grabs it on the line. Unbelievable racing. Let's go!
Welcome to the Isle of Man, host of Round 3 in this year's World Downhill Skateboarding Championship. Over 3 adrenaline-charged days, riders will face off on the island's steep, twisting roads in pursuit of championship glory. Nestled in the Irish Sea between Great Britain and Ireland, the Isle of Man delivers a breathtaking setting of dramatic coastlines and lush hills as an ideal arena for high-speed downhill competition. Green valleys and rugged rolling landscapes add to the island's natural allure, creating a stunning backdrop for outdoor enthusiasts, offering world-class opportunities for hiking, mountain biking, and water sports. Known worldwide for the Isle of Man TT, racing culture runs deep here, and the passion for speed is part of the island's DNA.
Oh, this place is magical. Drive on the roads that those TT bike guys ride on at 180 miles an hour. You know, this place is not a racetrack. These are regular roads with undulations and train tracks, and manhole covers and cat eyes. Like, it gives me a whole new respect for what those guys do. Like, I respected them a lot because, you know, they say we're crazy for what we do. Like, no, those guys are the real crazy ones. And just to be here to see the places where they race in person and drive on those roads, it gives me a whole new level of respect for what they do.
This year's event drew record-breaking crowds, making it the most attended stop on the 2025 WDSC calendar so far. Fans filled the race village and trackside zones, enjoying the lively atmosphere, food trucks, and giant screen coverage. Their dedication was rewarded with a picture-perfect final day of racing.
It's great, yeah, having all the fans here, local support on the hedges. I hear all the cheers and stuff like that.
Great to be here on home ground. There's lots of people come out. It's a legendary TT area. Yeah, absolutely loads of spectators coming out, cheering on as you go away, all the way up the track. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's incredible to have so many spectators here. I've never really been to an event with this much support from the locals. It's really awesome to see everyone enjoying watching this race. So yeah.
With support from the iconic Victory Cafe and other local partners, the community embraced the event with open arms. Adding further significance to the weekend, prominent guests were in attendance. Lieutenant Governor Sir John Lorimer and Isle of Man MP for Tourism and Motorsports Sarah Maltby met with riders and spectators, both expressing hopes that the championship becomes a permanent fixture on the island's sporting agenda.
Fantastic to see everyone here on the Isle of Man.
All right, folks, so we are back. Antonio Madariaga ready to start his run in Q2. Just to get a little update, I think George Cheeseman, we were talking about him, had a bit of a crash, and he wants to shout out Billy Foss for stopping in the middle of his run to check on him when he was trying to figure out which way up he was. So massive shout out to Billy for that, George. Hope you are okay. Come find us later. Be good to just catch up with you. So Madariaga underway. We're still working our way through the timing system, but Tony, who's stepped up to the circuit this season and stepped up in real style, hasn't quite had the out-and-out pace on this hill that we know he's capable of, but once he gets going in heats, he's another one of those guys, a Sunday spoiler, isn't he? Because he will not give an inch, as nobody will really at this level. Love his style. You can see that Southern California style right there at that moment. Beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a great free rider too, and you love to see a free rider turned racer. They always just floss every single turn. You know, it's just that part of it is so easy for them. It's not really the part that's a challenge. It's it's finding ways to pull speed through, and so they're so comfortable on their board. It is really enjoyable to watch.
He's been having a lot of fun on tour this season, and into this sweeping section here. Beautiful tuck position from Tony here, getting over to the left-hand side of the road. And I'm starting to think about the final turn, which is rapidly approaching for Madariaga. Lisa's come back into the commentary box. What's she got to drink? I'd go a cup of tea or coffee if anyone's listening. You know where we are, it's water. And so Madariaga through the final turn. Let's see if we can, at least we should be able to give you a time, at least. But we can't quite give you position at the moment, folks. I do apologise for that. But underway on course right now, Patrick Stoll and Oscar Gutierrez. Sabrina Ambrosi in the start at the moment. Maybe a 1:47.269 for Madariaga. So Sabrina Ambrosi is ready to go. And she had a 2:02.678. That was not good enough for 5th place because that's all out of order as well. But Sabrina was so close to getting into the final in Austria. Ended up finishing in 5th place. And she's back racing again. Made the trip out to Erzincan as well. It was fantastic to have her in Erzincan racing that course for the very first time and experiencing the hospitality of round, which was it? It was round number 2, wasn't it, in Turkey back in June. So Ambrosi coming into turn at number 2 here.
Yeah, and Sabrina really a racer's racer. I mean, she does well in the timing, but really she shines in racing. She's a super aggressive racer, not made to make the dangerous pass, and she just really knows how to find her way into the front of the heat. Make space for herself and make passes. So really fun to watch her race. So watch out for her. Even if she's not on top in the qualifying, she'll definitely be fighting for it tomorrow.
Yeah, and we saw her really fight in Austria, and she just had that little mistake in the final turn where she was in a commanding position. But nice line out of the tunnel, and now it's all a focus on Party Corner, which is a matter of seconds, 20 seconds or so away. Working your way down to the parking lot here at the Utah Olympic Park. There's some good crowds. There's going to be even more tomorrow as word spreads through the valley here in Park City, Utah, about what is going on this hill and what an amazing racetrack it is. So Sabrina coming in to the final turn, gets on that nice line.
Grips the left and then goes for the slide in the right. Nice work from her. She's looking consistent through here. Maybe looking down at her foot there. I can't tell what she's kind of seems to be checking something on her board almost as she crosses the line. We'll see what that time looks like. Lauren Roberson kicking in. Colorado, not a far trip for her to just drive over here for the race.
I'll give you the time for Sabrina Ambrosi, 1:52.875. That's more like it. That is more like it from her. She's going to be stoked to see that sort of improvement. Best 2 out of 3.
Yeah, that's a really strong time for her. And I'm going to go ahead and let Lisa jump in on the box here so she can chat here. I'm just going to pass my headset over. Lisa, welcome.
Sorry, folks. As Lisa gets the headset on, we'll just unmute. Lisa, you're back. We're hoping to have everyone in a little bit of an order, so give you a longer stint. But great to have you back. Great run from Sabrina there.
What a great run. Yeah, she crashed in the first qualifying. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to see the crash, but she was pretty bummed about it. So I'm really happy she put a solid, fast, safe run. That's a lot of pressure if you only have one more.
We got Ashley Weinkoff at the top of the course there. Wind picking up. Here's Ashley coming into this section. And we saw her in Austria as well. Now racing again here on home soil.
Yeah, she's a really, really talented rider. And I'm so happy that I also managed to get to see her skate in Europe this year a lot. She was racing in Austria as well.
Yeah, picked up 4th place, made the final in Austria in a heavy field. But it must feel good to come back to home soil, race on these US roads again.
Definitely, and she also joined the race at Hoopa last weekend, where she did extremely good. And we also skated in Sonora, a beautiful mountain pass. And I'm happy also to be able to skate more with the female field outside of races. And
that's where so much like the development of the scene as well, getting those crews together and just everyone sort of pushing each other on, testing out new things in a like a comfortable environment. Yeah,
very comfortable. It's very positive. Everyone is so supportive to each other. Like, we were just at the start line hyping all the girls up, and yeah, I think that's very valuable. That looked like a really fast run, actually.
Yeah, we're just now
Clean
sort of
lines.
guessing with times. So, so Nick Brom's underway. He was running well, 1:46.867 in the first run. I'll give you Madariaga's time, 1:47.269 in Q2 for Madariaga. Things are slowly starting to wake up in the timing system. Nick Brom's coming off good racing in the Isle of Man a couple of months ago. Now, again, back on home soil. Kind of, it's a big country.
Yeah, it's definitely good to see him racing in the US. He was also free riding a lot, so it's cool to see that he's doing both.
Yeah, nice to see him stepping back onto the racing scene. So much promise in the early stages of his career, but that speed hasn't gone anywhere, has it? And look at that, gripping through there, beautiful.
Yeah, and I think it's not easy, like, if you're goofy, to grip that corner and kind of try to stay in tuck. It's definitely, I think, a bit more an advantage if you're a regular rider, but he did great.
Yeah, really strong, and hardly any movement of the upper body, keeping in that aerodynamic position as long as you can through this section, because this is where this race is won and lost. That little adjustment setting up.
Ooh, a little squat slide. I think he almost managed to grip it.
Yeah, lost a little bit of speed there coming out of that turn.
He's currently 8th, so I'm excited to see if he actually moves up some places.
Let's see where we have to keep refreshing. So let's see where Nick Brom's is ending up at the moment. So 1:46.218. That is quicker than Q1 for Nick Brom's. That is the fastest time so far in Q2. So the timing system is starting to come alive again, and we can have some fun with it now. So Abdel Madzan
at the start line now.
At the start line. Let's see. Why is Abdel on the start line? Because he, as far as I'm aware, with already done 2 runs. Are we moving to Q3 for Street Luge? Because there's still a lot of riding to come the rest of Q2. So maybe Abdel's just going to have a run, and perhaps there was an issue somewhere that we didn't see. But
yes, he's currently 2nd. So
yeah, 1:47.568 for Abdel, and he had a 1:47.864 in Q1. So as far as I'm aware, no one's told me otherwise. This is Q3, but we're just going to work that out, exactly what situation is, why Abdel is going right now. But always a pleasure to watch Abdel on a street luge. Lisa, have you ever been on a street luge?
I've been once, yeah, and it was way harder than I thought at the beginning. Like, mainly the braking, it's just my feet started bumping a little bit, and I didn't really knew that they had to deal with that as well.
Yeah, especially depending on the type of pavement. This is good pavement here,
I think it is. I think it definitely is. Fast lines. So, and it's crazy because with street luge racing, it's just the perspective must be so different because you're so flat on the ground. You don't really have an overview as easy as what we have when we stand up.
Yeah, you can really read the terrain, read the environment. Whereas these street lugers, their head is a matter of inches above the ground. This is where Abdel, Andy Lally, Ulrich Becker are so quick on these luges, and it's entering the tunnel and then maintaining the speed through this section, building, and we see Abdel over on the left-hand side of the road keeping it tight because he knows his lines. Like the other losers, they study these lines. They're all looking at all the footage from training, and they know it. So this is
coming up to Party Corner.
I'd love that. We should commentate from Party Corner.
That would be really cool.
That would be fun.
Also because there's quite a lot of spectators, which is really cool. Also some OGs who went to the X Games.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting to see the people who kind of like started the sports being here and seeing how much the sport has changed.
Yeah, we've seen Lee Danzy kicking around, enjoying himself here, and great to have Lee here watching on.
Who are we having here?
Is it? We got Tim Dell, of course.
Again.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Good first run from Tim Dell. Currently, I think 16th quickest on the first run. Of course, we're in Q2 for the men. We're taking the top 10 through to Q3. So big cut from 30 down to 10th. And this is where you've got to be out and out best if you want to get into that top 10. All right. So again, we're just having a little fiddle through the timing system. We've had a few other Q2 times. Patrick Stoll 142.258 and Stephen Davis 149.247. That's good enough for 7th place right now in Q2 in the open stand-up. And a lot of the all the top guys are still to come in Q2. Well, great to have Tim Dell out here racing. Bit of experience, of course, and that's a nice line. That is full commitment. He was racing earlier in the day, and it does take so much out of you.
I think so, yeah. Even though the track is relatively short, it's a lot of tucking and slides. And if you skate it hands down, you definitely do like 30 squats, 40 squats a run. So I'm sure that's tiring.
So Frenchie, Adrian Paynel, the championship leader in top spot after Q1. Lisa's handing back to Adam. Lisa, amazing. Thank you. We'll catch up with you in a moment or two. We're just looking for a third headset as well, and then we'll be able to have three of us in the commentary box. So Frenchie underway. He had the fastest push in Q1. We'll try and bring you the time for Q2 for Frenchie, but he was like he was a little bit slower, 7.346. Adam, not a lot in it though.
Yeah, no, not at all. And we did just get Tim Dell's time in. He just slotted into 9th place. To be determined whether that'll hold. Still a lot of people to drop, but Frenchie just barely eking it out there, which, it's nerve-wracking for us on film, watching from behind, but, he's, like, locked. That's not a problem for him. That's exactly where he wants to be, is winding out with not 1 centimeter left. So he's actually going to be pretty happy with that line. Frenchie looking so composed through here. Just flawless run. This guy has put in so much work in the offseason coming into this year, and we've really seen it pay off. He's just been so dominant this season. Look how locked he is through here. And it's a heel side corner for him. That can make it tricky. Sometimes harder to lean over on your heels like that, but he just stomps it out. Barely an arm flare at all.
So are we going to see it again? That's my question. Are we going to see it again on the final turn?
The stand-up slide, yeah. It almost may be more comfortable for him. It's that he may be that good to where, boom, that's what he wants.
It is.
Unbelievable. He does it inside the white line. I don't even understand how you do that without your front truck hitting the inside hay bales.
Well, that's why he's won every race this season, because he's that good.
I guess so, and just getting a time here from him.
Can he go into the 144s? That is the question.
Frantically refreshing our screens here.
So Fox is getting ready. 144.780. Just over almost a second and a half quicker than anyone else on the hill. There's some ominous dark clouds building behind us. And as Owen Fox, Frenchie's housemate, is on the start line.
Yeah, a couple of guys that know each other well, dropping back to back. I'm sure they were chatting just before dropping in, trying to find the right time with the wind, make sure they time it just right. Really nice, strong start from Owen. He's been working on his kick a lot.
Yeah, he's had a big improvement in that kick coming into this season. He was saying that he made more passes like last season than anybody else last year, because he was always, his qualifying times were not where they want to be. Right. He's having to make less overtakes, but the ones he is making are more key. They're putting him into podium positions, which is where you want to be.
7.66 on the whole shot for Owen, so not a bad start. Definitely, like we said, you're seeing that pay off now. Harry Clark just passing the line. Let's see if we can get a time for him.
Okay, we're with Owen Fox on the top section. Had a really strong Q1, and we'll get you Harry Clark's time.
Harry Clark slipping into second place, 145.283. Nice, strong finish from him. Still right outside that 144. Frenchie, but Adrian Paynel, the only one to be in that 144. But going quicker. I mean, that's a great finish. He's currently sitting in second place.
Yeah,
definitely
half a
solid
second.
Time.
Half a second off Frenchie. That's all right going into heats, but of course, Q3 still to come.
Wow, look at Owen. Absolutely locked through the double apex. Not 1 inch of flaring there. Just perfect. Arms perfectly composed. I mean, at this level, you really can't. You see how tight his elbows are against his torso. You can't let any daylight show between your elbows and your back there, or it's slowing you down.
Yeah, any little gap is going to act as a little break. Slight wobble there, but let's see. Owen Fox through the last turn. It's looked like another really solid run from Owen Fox. Is that going to be good enough to go into the 144s from Fox? So we've seen everyone else go quick. 146.022 for Owen Fox. So going in the wrong direction. That's still going to hold up for Q3.
Yeah,
that'll be fine for Q3, but wrong direction there. We've got Dexter Manning.
And, Khalil Hamori is the one that just kicked in. Now, I've heard he's having a hamstring issue, so we'll see how that affects him with that starting time in the hole shot. That hole shot's just measuring the first, 10, 15 meters or so. It's just the start, so it's just testing their kick. The 8.157, not bad for a pulled hamstring on that.
Not
definitely.
bad. That's all.
Still a little off with the fastest folks, but that's serviceable. He can pick up enough speed in the bottom.
So Dexter Manning started the season off in Austria with a second-place finish after all the drama and those final turns, and missed out in Turkey and was really struggling in Isle of Man.
Yeah, he was having some physical problems.
Didn't take to the start line on finals day, and when you were talking with him, you understood why. But let's see. That was a few months ago. He's had time to rest and recover, and he is underway now. So want run time for Dexter Manning, just sort of 148.285. He's in that little zone where you think, I might want to get into the 147s, 146s just to make sure of it.
Yeah, it's solid. Combo breaker slide there, so slides right and then dives in left afterward. Not a bad line. Chirps a little one out for the right-hander. Some folks have been gripping it. Dex goes for a little chirp. It looks like it worked for him. He got good exit speed on it.
That's when I'd love to have entry speed, exit speeds on the hairpins.
Oh,
That would be amazing.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, just putting a hand down there. Did he make that? Is he okay? Oh, we got the drone down. It looked like he got really close to the bales.
Okay.
He did. Yeah.
Breath
Sorry,
of
folks. He's okay. He's all good.
And he just getting one arm out for balance, trying to keep the knee locked, though. Needs a couple hands for balance, so he may lose a little bit there. Just flaring those arms out. And, keeping those arms back when you're trying to balance and diving into a corner like that is so difficult. So, needing a couple for balance is not too bad. It may not affect him too much, but
yeah, I think he's taking a little bit more risk than in the first run here. That's why there's just those one or two little moments. And sometimes, as we were saying, that the fastest run, it doesn't always look like the cleanest run. He's not going to go into top spot with this run, but he's looking for an improvement. And to get into Q3, that is the key thing here for Dex Manning out of Canada. And Manning, 146.996. That is quicker. That is the improvement that he was looking for. It puts him in 7th place at the moment. So a bit of a wait, but you never know. That could hold.
Yeah, getting inside of that 147 is definitely, he's going to be happy with that. Andrew Atchison, gosh, just kicks himself off a little bit. Andy, get on the board and go. You could still have some time. But unfortunately, no way to run that back. He probably not gonna be able to get that time back, so he'll have to settle for going out in Q2. It's a shame. You hate to see it, And when you're trying to kick off the line that fast, it's really not hard to do to just accidentally over-kick it, kick a wheel, just kick it to the side a little bit. It's when you're at full race pace stomp like that, it's actually really difficult to do.
Okay, so last rider here in Q2, and of course it is not going to be enough to progress after that problem at the start. So we have got our top 10 in the open stand-up. Paynell, Clark, Fox, Broms, Schult in 5th, Max Caps in 6th, Dex Manning in 7th, Antonio Madariaga in 8th, Zach Madem in 9th, Sam Mitchell in 10th. Those are the 10 men going through to Q3. And he is going to come down and complete the run. We've got our top 8 in the street luge. We did see Abdul do a third run, but I'll go confirm exactly what that was. He put down a 1:46.587. That's the quickest in Q2. So I just want to confirm all that. We'll bring it for you, update you once we get into Q3. So the top 8 in the luge: Abdul Madzan, Andy Lally, Ulrich Becker, Nicholas Canning, Frederick Laberge, Colby Parks, Marco Menino, and Raggy English. The top 8 there.
You know, and as far as these open stand-up times, I want to take a look at one name here is really standing out to me, Lucas Schultz.
Yeah.
In 5th place. I mean, you know, obviously one more round to go, but I don't think that if you'd asked Lucas at the start of this weekend, hey, do you think you're going to qualify P5 in Q2? I don't think he would have expected that. So really, really impressive from him to be, putting in a 5th place time like that. And he's going to be really looking forward to that Q3 run.
So we're going to take a break of around about 30 minutes or so. It's a bit of free ride, and then we're going to get ready for Q3. And we'll be back with you in just less than 30 minutes.
The race was on.
Here we go, folks. The Open Street Luge World Downhill Skateboarding Championship.
Abdul Madzan is dominating at the front.
To turn number 5, beautiful pass. Oh, huge crash there. David Frager. Colby Parks almost making contact. Oh no, Panagraph is down. Side by side. Marco Menino from Italy grabs it on the line. Unbelievable racing. Let's go.
Welcome to the Isle of Man, host of Round 3 in this year's World Downhill Skateboarding Championship. Over 3 adrenaline-charged days, riders will face off on the island's steep, twisting roads in pursuit of championship glory. Nestled in the Irish Sea between Great Britain and Ireland, the Isle of Man delivers a breathtaking setting of dramatic coastlines and lush hills as an ideal arena for high-speed downhill competition. Green valleys and rugged rolling landscapes add to the island's natural allure, creating a stunning backdrop for outdoor enthusiasts, offering world-class opportunities for hiking, mountain biking, and water sports. Known worldwide for the Isle of Man TT, racing culture runs deep here, and the passion for speed is part of the island's DNA.
Oh, this place is magical. Drive on the roads that those TT bike guys ride on at 180 miles an hour. You know, this place is not a racetrack. These are regular roads with undulations and train tracks, manhole covers and cat eyes. Like, it gives me a whole new respect for what those guys do. Like, I respected them a lot because, you know, they say we're crazy for what we do. Like, no, those guys are the real crazy ones. And just to be here to see the places where they race in person and drive on those roads, it gives me a whole new level of respect for what they do.
This year's event drew record-breaking crowds, making it the most attended stop on the 2025 WDSC calendar so far. Fans filled the race village and trackside zones, enjoying the lively atmosphere, food trucks, and giant screen coverage. Their dedication was rewarded with a picture-perfect final day of racing.
It's great, yeah, having all the fans here, local support on the hedges. I hear all the cheers and stuff like that.
Great to be here on home ground. There's lots of people come out. It's a legendary TT area. Absolutely loads of spectators coming out, cheering on as you go away, all the way up the track. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's incredible to have so many spectators here. I've never really been to an event with this much support from the locals. It's really awesome to see everyone enjoying watching this race. So yeah.
With support from the iconic Victory Cafe and other local partners, the community embraced the event with open arms. Adding further significance to the weekend, prominent guests were in attendance. Lieutenant Governor Sir John Lorimer and Isle of Man MP for Tourism and Motorsports Sarah Maltby met with riders and spectators, both expressing hopes that the championship becomes a permanent fixture on the island's sporting agenda.
Fantastic to see everyone here on the Isle of Man. You know, we're delighted to be able to host it. It's a fantastic island, but it's an island that's used to events with speed, and this absolutely lives up to that. And we hope we'll see you next year, and perhaps on the TT course. because that would be very special.
This year's action played out on a demanding 1.2-kilometer course. With 3 extended straights and a pair of sharp hairpin turns near the finish, the circuit offered a tough test for all competitors.
That last run, we saw a problem that's going to happen with the luges coming in the hairpin. I went by Phil and I turned in, and there's not enough room for 2 people to go through there side by side, especially if you have different lines you're locked in. And Andy got in the back of me, so I crashed. I'm okay, but it's going to be really tricky racing tomorrow, that's for sure.
In this program, we'll take you through every twist and turn of the open street luge category. Nine riders lined up for the Open Luge category on the Isle of Man, including a strong showing from the UK with 7 British athletes in the mix. Among the new faces was Juan Callister from the Isle of Man, competing in front of home supporters. Having only taken up luge 1 week ago, Callister's rapid rise to racing alongside the world's best was one of the stories of the weekend.
Yeah, it's crazy. I started on the luge Sunday night last week and just been slowly getting to grips with it. It was terrible at the start, but the boys have been really helpful. Actually got wheels, bearings, wedges and stuff on the wheels, so it's getting better. Every time I'm going down I'm getting better, but I'm just struggling on the hairpins. It's good. I'm loving it.
German rider Ulrich Becker, currently second in the overall standings, arrived on the island following his strong result in Turkey. With championship leader Abdulmadzan absent, Becker now finds himself among the favorites to take the lead.
Yeah, I try to win the race, but we will see how it goes. Colby is very strong, and the track is not easy for overtaking, and it is good for all kind of surprises. So it's going to be a real tough race.
Defending champion Colby Parks from Canada knows the task ahead won't be easy. A proven name on the circuit, Parks must deliver under pressure if he's to stay in contention.
There's a lot of good UK guys, and it's a very steep start here, so any start advantage that I had is going to be mitigated. If somebody gets out in front, they're going to be very hard to pass because it's a very narrow track, like I said, but it's going to be a good race. Depends on that first stretch because those are big guys, so they can push through that rough pavement better than I can, so we'll see how it goes.
Andy Spate, looking to capitalize on home ground advantage, aims for a top result to move up in the championship standings.
I'm hoping to do better because it's home territory, it's United Kingdom. I'm going to be doing my best here. It's a very sketchy track, a very fast track, very technical track.
Josh Fieldwick, another British rider, has shown solid form over the last 2 rounds, and fans will be watching to see if he can continue his streak here.
It's difficult to tell. There's a lot of really close competition this weekend. The track is very technical. There's a lot of different surface changes, so breaking into the corners is very interesting. So yeah, anything could really happen here.
Also representing the UK are George Cheeseman, Ian Martland, Philip Spencer, and Mark Wilson, all looking to make their mark in a tightly contested field.
I don't want to predict anything, so it might be a tempting fate. If I'm getting a podium, I'll be over the moon. There's some good riders here, good British riders here. I think we've got 6 Brits, 1 Manx and 1 German. So, yeah, we'll be pushing it all the way.
With the riders ready at the start, it's time for the qualifying series. Let's join our live commentary for the action.
Well, the QS riders are getting ready for the start of the race, and we're going to have a 3-man QS heat. We have got 3 riders lined up. Dewey Callister from the Isle of Man, George Cheeseman from Great Britain, and Mark Wilson as well. 3 riders in this one.
Looks like we're going to have a great race lined up. The course is drying out. It's been wet for a bit, and they're off the line. Guys pushing in now. Let's see who wins off the push. We've got the local Dewey on the right of your screen. Looks like he did not win the push there. It's going to be George Cheeseman that takes the lead coming out of the push. Nice work from George. It's great to see him back on the circuit this year, racing the QS, and he'll be in the CT later too. And going to see who gets the advantage. Into this corner, it's going to be Mark. Mark gets around just by George into the corner. First 90-degree corner there. One of the most important corners of the track. It's going to lead onto that straightaway. It's going to determine a lot of your speed for that straightaway. So super crucial corner. George will be frustrated to have lost the lead there, and is going to have to try to make it back in the rest of the track.
Well, George had pretty up and down qualifying yesterday. Big crash in round 1. Came back actually with the 3rd fastest qualifying time, coming in the second run, and he's well positioned here, but with the CT race to come a little bit later, you got to think, is it worth the risk? Although George Cheeseman is leading the QS Series standings, and it's all getting pretty tight, and George is in the bales again. But where is Mark? Is Mark Wilson upright as well?
All three are down. Yeah.
So it's now another push through this hairpin section as Mark looks over his shoulder, but George Cheeseman just cranking it round, and the finish line awaits. The road is drying out as we speak as George Cheeseman, Mark Wilson, and Dewey Callister.
Well, you know,
the 1, 2, 3.
So George Cheeseman takes the top spot in the Open Street Luge qualifying series with Mark Wilson in second and Juan Callister in third. Now it's time to find out who will be in the semifinals. We connect back up with our live commentary.
So next race that is lining up is what we're calling the last chance luge race. We're into the CT now. 4 riders, and they're all battling for 3 spots in the luge semi-finals. Dewey Callister in the yellow, Ian Martland in the blue, Mark Wilson there in the green, and Phil Spencer in the red. Well, Dewey and Mark both had a race earlier on today in the QS, so they know how the road is running right now. It is drying, as we've been saying. You can see some shadows, you can see some sunshine, and we get the race underway. Mark Wilson getting a good kick, but look how the speed of Phil Spencer's hands there. And let's see if he can settle in. He's in a nice position on the road, but it's Spencer and Wilson battling it out now. Wilson's the bigger competitor here. You should just see him pull ahead, but Phil Spencer's not going to give an inch.
If they go side by side, Phil may get the advantage on the right, but looks like Mark's going to take a little bit of a lead there. Phil will stack up behind me nicely. Say thank you, sir. I'll just slot right into second. And again, all they've got to do is not finish fourth, so he's going to be comfortable with second if he can sit there. Juan getting into third. Impressive work from him. This is the local from the island. He's looking to show out. You know the locals will be psyched to see him get through this round. Would be really exciting for everybody standing there watching from the corners, from the top.
And this is great for the Isle of Man to have a local rider represent. He's getting faster and faster with every run on this course as well. Ian Martland is now making a run, and Martland breaking late.
Wow.
And Martland's got the space.
Still make the turn.
Yeah, just getting through Mark Wilson.
Down the back.
Well, Mark Wilson was getting a little close, and Phil Spencer sitting in second. Phil making a move through the inside. That's a beautiful pass from Phil Spencer.
Well, he got the tip and rip. He was all the way sideways on that luge. You know, get that nice win under his teeth. Come in feeling, you know, chest out a little bit into the next round.
With the riders in position at the start, we connect up with our live commentary team for the first heat of the semi-finals.
So getting ready for the first of the luge semi-finals. We've got Ulrich Becker there in the orange helmet and the red leg sleeve. He is in second in the championship, third in Austria, second in Turkey. A long way behind, 39 points behind Abdel Madsan. That's going to change today. George Cheeseman there in the blue suit. He is wearing the green leg sleeve. Phil Spencer wearing blue. We saw Phil take that gutsy move in the QS race. And Ian Martland, who found some serious speed, didn't he, on the straight, in yellow. So top 2 into the final. So here we go, lined up for the first of the luge semi-finals. Ulrich Becker in red, George Cheeseman in green, Phil Spencer in blue, Ian Martland, Myrtle in yellow. And we get underway at the first time of asking, and this is where you've got to put Ulrich Becker under pressure. Nice looking start from Phil Spencer. Becker does get away very well, but Phil Spencer has to try and move in front because Ulrich Becker reads the line so well on this course. Once he's up to speed, he really does get up to speed. George Cheeseman lurking in third place, Ian Martland in fourth.
Boy, coming around the outside. Wow, pinching Phil Spencer out. Unbelievable. Nice work getting lined up for that 90-degree turn. Pull some good speed out of it. That was really nice, aggressive racing from Ulrich. And, you know, this is a guy with experience. He knew exactly what he wanted to do there. He wanted to pinch out anybody on the inside. And George Cheeseman coming up the inside of Phil. Phil looking to fend him off. George Cheeseman's going to get it into the sweeper. Can Phil look to pick that position back up? If not, he will be out of the finals. Phil is going to be locked in here, trying to pull some speed to the straightaway. Can he break later? Can he find some time to get around George?
So George really breaking late. That was a beautiful pass, but this is the key section of this course, and Becker hasn't really pulled away too much, but George Cheeseman gets through. That might have been the best he's taken that in this whole weekend. And Ulrich Becker and George Cheeseman just getting through. No chance for Phil Spencer to make a last gas pass. It's going to be Ulrich Becker and George Cheeseman progressing into the finals.
So Ulrich Becker takes the win of the first semi-final heat, with George Cheeseman in second, Philip Spencer in third, and Ian Martland in fourth.
The semi was quite intense. Phil had a great start, and he just so hard to pass him. And so in the back straight, I managed to get past, but he could have closed the line. I don't know whether he knew I was there, but there was enough racing room, and I just got past him. And I expected him to come past the last hairpin, but he didn't. I just went through, so yeah, quite lucky. Good race.
For me, it was fine. I got the lead into the first corner, and that was crucial. I was a bit not really aggressive, but going into it, and I slid out in the last corner in a wet patch. There is a crack with pouring water out, so I had a little bit of a struggle there, but it was all safe. I'm happy. Looking forward for the finals.
So we move on to the second semi-final heat to find out who will be in the final.
The second semi-final lined up for you. Last year's world champion, Colby Parks, in red. Alongside him is Josh Fieldwick from the UK in green. In the red, Andy Spate, he's wearing the blue leg sleeve. And then Mark Wilson over on the left-hand side of the road in yellow. So we get underway, first time of asking, and Colby Parks on the right-hand side of the road just looks over just to sense his position, but it's Josh Fieldwick who gets away well. Now Colby Parks has got a bit of work to do here in red, because there's not a lot of space on this road. He's side by side with Andy Spate, but it's Josh Fieldwick in the lead at the moment. Parks getting up into second place, but
looking for somewhere to take that speed, finds a way around, gets into that second spot. He's going to be happy with that. Nice work from Colby there, and it looked like for a second he wasn't going to have anywhere to place that speed, but he did end up finding a way to get around. So excellent work from him. Andy Spate pressuring for that second position, hoping to find a way into the second spot. Of course, top two advance, so he really needs to find a way around Colby here, somewhere in the bottom of the track. Colby looking for a way into first place, so it's going to be a fight. Gets around it.
He's just got to remember to brake in time. This is where he had problems in qualifying, but Andy Spate's now in position to try something here. But what a move! Oh, from Fieldwick. That was beautiful.
Around. Excellent racing from Fieldwick. And it's going to be Fieldwick in the lead, Colby in second, and it looks like they've got a pretty decent gap on Andy Spate, so Andy not going to be able to make up the difference there. It'll be Fieldwick and Parks in the finals.
Yeah, I got out-pushed by all three of them on this line. Might have to think about what lane choice for the next run, but it's not going to really matter if they all out-push me, but yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a really tricky race. I was able to make a pass in the first corner, which I haven't done this weekend, and in the kink, which I haven't done either. So, yeah, it's going to be a really tight final. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be hectic. It's so tight. All the final four are so close together. It really is anyone's game. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting.
Before the Street Luge finals, we connect back up with a live commentary for the Consolation finals.
So just getting ready for the Consi final, and Phil Spencer's in the green there in the yellow. So Andy Spate in red, Mark Wilson in blue. So 59 points up for grabs, finishing in 5th place here in the Isle of Man. 3 Brits that have travelled together a lot, trained together a lot, but they'll forget all about that. Good mates as we get underway, but they all want to win this one. Andy Spate getting away okay, but Phil Spencer's start has been good, but Spate going for a few extra pushes, and on the right-hand side of the road, they might be about to squeeze Phil Spencer, but Spencer's committed here through the middle, 3 men, side by side. This is what we want to see. These 3 Brits against
and they all make contact and all
With a
immediately
wobble.
spread out. Find some room there. Stack up into a line. Phil Spencer looking for a way around Andy Spate, looking for that 5th position spot.
This is where Phil had got to make that pass here, go into the hairpin in top spot. He's got that runner speed on the inside
Looks
line.
like he might have it, and if he's going to keep it inside, this is kind of what we saw with the skateboarders. Antonio lined it up from the inside and just went inside, 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 and is he going to get it?
Oh, no.
Andy Spate ripping the speed from the outside and getting a line on a huge run on Phil there. Unbelievable. I'm not sure how he pulled that much speed out. That was incredible.
Just carried that line through, but this then is the braking zone and onto the new pavement.
If he can brake later and cut it in tighter, maybe he can still make something happen, salvage something with this race. He would love 5th instead of 6th, but it's not looking like he's going to have time to make it happen. Without a miracle, he's down!
Phil,
oh my goodness, he's down. It looks like he won't even get the 6th that he had counted on.
So Mark Wilson's going to take 6th place. Andy Spate matches his result from Erzincan with 5th. A frustrated Phil Spencer
clearly furious.
In 7th place.
You had it! You literally had it! Oh, never! You got to laugh or you'll cry.
It's now time for the final on the Isle of Man. Who will be victorious and add the all-important championship points? To find out, we hook back up with the live commentary team for the last time.
So here we go, Luge final. The championship leader, Abdel Manzan, is not here. So Ulrich Becker, 2nd in the standings on 161 points. The top qualifier. Last year's world champion, Colby Parks, made a late decision to come to the Isle of Man. In his 100th race, he wears the blue. George Cheeseman, nursing an injury, but looked really, really strong in the semi-final. And Josh Fieldwick gets the best of the starts. And
well, yeah, fantastic start from Fieldwick. Ulrich pulling into 2nd place. It's going to be 4th for Colby, but with a good amount of speed, definitely in touch here. And he's comfortable working from the back too. Colby's
he'll make a pass. If it's on, he'll go for it.
If he's got it, if there's an option, he'll take it. So, but Fieldwick with a strong lead. Ulrich looking to get around.
He's got the best push. And now we're seeing Ulrich Becker under a bit of pressure because he's got to make the move. But here
Colby coming around. Can he get both?
He's been held up by Becker. Becker has to move out because he's got the speed on Josh Fieldwick, and that's actually held Colby Parks up. But now Parks has to do something different going round the outside.
Can he get around the outside of Josh Fieldwick? That is a tough pass to make. Got to cover more road. Got to go faster, and he gets it. And George Cheeseman slipping into 3rd place. It's going to be left with Fieldwick for 4th. Colby trying to find a way up around. He wants that 1st place spot. George Cheeseman gets up into 2nd.
Cheeseman on the inside. Has Cheeseman got anything?
Unbelievable. Can he hold it together? And he's down, and they're all 3 down. But Colby staying on just enough to stay in touch for 2nd.
And it's going to be Ulrich Becker through the final turn to get his first victory of the season. Colby Parks is going to come through in 2nd place. What a final!
Unbelievable.
Who's coming across the line in 3rd place? I think that is going to be Josh Fieldwick in 3rd and George Cheeseman in 4th. But the way they all came together.
And there we have it. After a dramatic final, Ulrich Becker is triumphant, with Colby Parks coming in 2nd and Josh Fieldwick in 3rd. George Cheeseman has to settle for 4th. Before the CT results, the qualifying series riders take their place on the podium on the Isle of Man. George Cheeseman is in top spot, with Mark Wilson on 2nd and Juan Callister in 3rd.
It's over the moon. That was a super tight race. Literally anything could have happened. Managed to push out in front at first. Got past in the kink and the straight. Decided to play a little bit safe there. Carnage went into the left-hand hairpin. Took the advantage and came away with 3rd. So yeah, happy with that.
Well, 2nd place, that's fantastic. My best finish of the year. Coming down, I was 3rd place coming into the sweepers, and I was about to pass Uli. and then he got a good run on Josh, so I had to wait, and then I passed Josh around the outside in the second sweeper, which was nuts. And so then I was ahead, and I was coming in the braking zone. I broke my braking point, and I felt a bump from behind. I'm pretty sure that was George. And I turned in and I saw George come up on the inside, so I didn't want to come over and hit him. And he just slid a bit too far into the hay, and I was able to cross back under and get second place. So I'm really happy with that. Isle of Man's great place. Can't wait to come back, and great race. Congrats to Ole for winning. He deserves a win.
I'm feeling great. It's my first win in a big race, and it was really hectic. It was really the area where I passed Josh was a really high-speed corner, and in the entry of the high-speed corner, it took me a lot of confidence to do that, and I'm very happy that I've done it. And yeah, that was a cool one. It was good.
So after 3 rounds of the 2025 season, Ulrich Becker sits on top of the leaderboard with 261 points, and Colby Parker is second with 227, and Abdelmadzan is third with 200 points. That concludes our coverage from the Isle of Man. See you in Utah for the 4th round of the World Downhill Skateboarding Championship. The race was on.
Here we go, folks. The Open Street Luge World Downhill Skateboarding Championship.
Abdelmadzan is dominating at the front of the
turn number 5. Beautiful pass. Oh, huge crash there. David Frager. Colby Parks almost making contact. Oh no! Telegraph is down. Side by side. Marco Menino from Italy grabs it on the line. Unbelievable racing. Let's go!
Welcome back, folks. We are ready to go with Q3. Andy Lally on the line, ready to kick us off. And they've had a little bit of rain in that break as well, but it appears to have eased off slightly. So I think we've got a pretty dry road here. So into Q3, Andy Lally getting us underway in second place at the moment. Let's see if he can put the pressure on Abdelmadzan and get that P1 spot. Madzan with a 146.587, his best. Andy Lally 147.063. Got to go into the 146s here. Adam.
Yeah, strong work from Andy into that first turn. Just gently getting back into tuck there. Nice work through turn 1. Going to see how little he can break for turn 2. And still nail it. Excellent inside line. Just right there at the apex. It's a nice, clean-looking run so far. Andy looking super composed, super comfortable. Legs straight, twist back into spot. That's fantastic work from him. Picking up with our second drone here. Let's see what he does through this bridge section. Really not breaking at all.
Yeah,
I mean, he just dives right in.
You feel that was the section, maybe could just find a little bit more, and that looks like it has worked there for Andy Lally, but we will keep our eyes on the timing system here, because this is the all-important Q3 where we get our top positions for tomorrow's race. So Andy Lally through this bottom third of the course with the final turn approaching, and Party Corner, which is going to go off tomorrow, that is for sure. So Lally into this turn. I think he's pinched that apex nicely. Let's have Street Luge run out wide and carry that speed across the line. So Andy Lally, let's get a look at the times as Ulrich Becker is on the start line. Becker been running consistent. 146 for Andy Lally. There is a new benchmark set in Q3. The rest of the field are going to have to find a little bit more magic to top that. So Becker, he's been really consistent all day with his runs, Adam, but he's got to find more now, though, hasn't he? This is the time to take that little bit of risk.
Yeah, let's see if he can chase the dragon a little bit, find a little bit more speed in this, you know. And I think one of the places Andy found that speed was just ripping right into that flat double apex right-hander under the bridge. Braking, not at all, and just diving in perfectly for it. You know, people have been breaking to different amounts there. So let's see what Ulrich pulls into that one. I'm really curious to see, because that turn leads you onto such a long straightaway. So if you come out with exit speed, it's gonna magnify, and if you come out without it, that will magnify the opposite way. So that's the all-important corner.
That is the section, isn't it, where if you're going to take some risk, it's really from here on out. And from Lally, it was that full-on commitment. Let's see Ulrich Becker coming through, approaching the tunnel here. Just a little,
so
sitting up, little bit of braking.
Yeah. Now, he's a little bit heavier than Andy, too, so it may be that, he needs to pump the brakes a tiny bit there and can still pull the same exit speed. It's not necessarily 1-to-1, but if I was a betting man, I would say that Andy's line through that is probably going to hold up, but we'll see. There's a lot of course left. And Ulrich just getting into the sweepers here now.
But again, very little has gone wrong at this run for Ulrich Becker. It's going to be, you'd think, similar sort of time to what he's put down in Q1 and in Q2. He's gone faster in Q2, 146.587 his fastest time, 146.146. Andy Lally's quickest time, 147.503, 1.3 off of the pace of Lally. Now we move on to Frederic Laberge from Canada, on course to win the North American title this season. He's been super strong at that level, stepping it up onto the World Tour WDSC. Here, Frederic Laberge out of Quebec and representing as well. Love those leathers.
Yeah, absolutely. You love the stoke there. Canada all on the chest. You love to see that. He's, I've seen this guy at Soldiers in Ohio for years, and he's always shredding there. Among some other races too, but definitely seen him out there, always ripping it up.
Yeah, I've been racing about sort of 5 years or so, kind of a bit of a COVID racer, if you like, getting really into it during that period. Won't tell you the story, folks. But here is Laberge now getting his run underway. Either way, it's going to be a good qualifying from him getting through to Q3.
Yeah, nice line through turn 1 there. And he didn't wind up from the far left. He kind of stayed in to the right on that crook that comes into the left hairpin. Nice break through the right hairpin. These 3 hairpins, it's like you just got to be consistent. You know what I mean? You really just need you got to just nail a line. I don't think you have to do anything crazy. You just want to be, dialed, smooth, normal, and then through this bridge ride is really where you can start to push it. So let's see what he does here.
Yeah, because those hairpins, they're not the hardest hairpins anyone's ever seen. He's gone for the maximum commitment, not quite on the same line that Lally managed, and he's going to get pretty close to the bit. Actually, not as close as I felt, but you could see he was trying to limit any breaking through there.
Yeah, he was. It kind of pulled him into the middle of the road as he came through that, which we'll see how that works for him. I think, like we said, Andy, I think really flossed that line. I think it's going to take someone to kind of match that line to pull enough speed in the straightaway to make up for that time. But, we'll see how it goes for Laberge here. Definitely not going to be far out of touch of this pace.
This is looking, to my eye at least, it might be the strongest run. You see Lally ran it really wide out to Ryder's left there. Laberge crossing line, but 3 good runs from Laberge. Is that enough to put the pressure? 148.875, his quickest run of the day. Q3 is the time to do it, so another improvement there. We're waiting on Colby Parks. We're running with each rider in their full run here, so you'll get to see everyone in Q3 across Luge and Standup throughout the next sort of 40 minutes or so. So
for now, Andy's spot's still holding, but pretty strongly actually. He's no one's come within a second of him yet. Only 3 riders down though, 7 to go. Or sorry, not even. Because there's only
it's 8 through.
Yeah.
So 5 to go. Colby Parks up next. Nearly had a bit of a problem in his second run. But Colby Parks is a man that can learn from his mistakes pretty quickly. And let's see if he's been saving something here for this final run. Because he's just been a little maybe further off the pace than he would like. But ultimately, what matters after Q3 is the position you're in, the times.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And he, like we've said it before, he's a fantastic racer. Some of the passes that he's found his way into this in the past couple of seasons have been really good. So Even if he doesn't get the time he wants, he's still going to be very much in touch with the race tomorrow. But, he's often in that kind of top 3, people, and so he is going to want that today still.
But as you said, the experience he has working his way through heats, knows how to make a pass, knows how to defend as well, and that can be key as well. If you get that good start, doesn't matter if the rider behind you is so much quicker. If you can defend that line, which Colby's really, really good at doing, it's another skill you need in this sport. And now let's see if Colby can really commit to the line through this section.
Let's see. Tease it up from the left side.
Yeah,
definitely getting out of his tuck to lean over there, but I don't think he tapped the brakes at all. It looked like no shoes touchdown. So
just a little bit of air braking really with that upper body.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And like we said, I think Andy is one of the lighter guys in this field, not by much, but maybe by a little bit. So he may be able to, hold that tuck a little tighter than some of these other guys and have the end result be about the same. But so far it's held up. So we'll see if Colby can pick up some time here.
So final turn for Colby Parks, 146.146 for Andy Lally remains the best in Q3. And Colby Parks brings his qualification to a close, and we'll get the position for you in a matter of seconds. 148.972, quicker than Q2, but behind LaBerge.
Yeah,
and that will mess with the seedings just a little bit here.
Yeah, so still in P4 right now for him.
So Nick Kamink underway, man. That's is got a lot of experience, a lot of relatively young man actually in this game. The Luge does seem to keep people around for that little bit longer, but Kamink here, also from Canada, representing these Canadian lugers who do an amazing job in this sport. And
it seems like Canada's got a really strong luge scene, right now. They have for a while, but they certainly are continuing to maintain that. A lot of strong riders coming out of there. Nick Kaminick, certainly one of them.
So out of Bellevue, Ontario, 4th in Roan Mountain last season. Took a 7th place at the World Championships in 2022. Been riding for about, since 2007. So here's that good commitment through there. And now you've got to really hope that you carried that speed through. Because as you said, Adam, any little mistake or any breaking on through that tunnel section with that double apex, and this is when you feel it here.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of, from a time perspective, from that right through the bridge up until the combo breaker, the party corner right, whatever you want to call it, right here, that's kind of the meat of the timing of the course.
Yeah.
And there's really not much you can do to pick up time there other than exit that right quickly.
Okay, 146, still the fastest time. But is it? It's going to be in the 147s perhaps, or 148s. For Nick Kamink, 149.721 goes into 5th place. So it's Lally, Becker, LaBerge, Parks, Kamink, the top 6. Just we have got 3 riders to go.
Lower line Pastor off the line, the young French rider. Like I said, new suit for this race. We love to see that. Always love a new kit. Nice start from her. And just pinning it straight. Let's see if she lines up on the left or right. She just goes in right for the right. Nice braking. Gets right over the patch there. We haven't even really discussed the patch, but there's a significant pavement change at that patch. So not a spot you really want to be braking over. Some people have been making it work, but some people have been getting tripped up by it too. So that is a feature of the road for sure. And, I mean, look how far inside she's able to stay. That's crazy. And, like you said, I mean, if you have the speed to wind out, then that's great. But if you're a really light rider and you don't need that much, then,
Yeah, she's able to really crank it,
and
so quick.
Yeah, exactly. Coming through this bridge turn, I mean, she's a rider that's light enough that, she may be able to just, slide right in. I don't know if she's going to end up wanting to brake for it or not. Looks like not.
Getting pushed pretty wide, but this is when being light and able to whip it through the final part of that
Look
turn.
at that. No brake, and she wound up basically in the center of the
road.
lane. Yeah.
She just took a little bit of speed off coming into that tunnel section just by sitting up ever so slightly. But still, again, such a smooth rider, isn't she?
Yeah, she is, absolutely. Working it into the combo breaker. This is that party right-hander setting it up from way outside. She looks like she went a little wide on that one. Didn't quite get into the apex that she probably wanted to hit. I think maybe she set up her turn a little late there. We'll see what it does for her time. Coming in here. We've got 152.59 for Loreline. A little bit faster than her last run, about a tenth of a second faster.
So we're not quite done, it appears, with the luge, but Abdil did get 3 runs. Maybe they're counting that. We're moving on to stand-up.
Looks like Sam Mitchell starting us off for the stand-up. Not sure if we'll switch back to luge after this or not, but for now, getting going with the stand-up riders. Sam Mitchell on the course. Newer name, Sam Mitchell.
Yeah.
Impressive to see him in the top 10. We love to see newer riders get him. I mean, he's been around the scene for a while, but haven't seen him on this on the international circuit too much. So awesome to see him really getting out and racing.
Yeah, first big race at this level for Sam Mitchell out of Canada, out of Calgary. Some good roads around there. They've got a similar setup at Canada Olympic Park over in just outside Calgary with the bobsleigh track and you've got the road around it.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there, folks. Anyone's listening in Calgary, let us know. A great spot outside of the city, and what a day so far for Sam Mitchell.
Nice tuck lane through that. That was excellent work for Sam Mitchell. Definitely a name that I expect that we're going to hear a little more of in the future.
Definitely. The way he's riding today, we might be talking even more about him tomorrow, but 2 quality runs, and he's on course for a 3rd quality run here. Guaranteed a top 10 seed tomorrow. And now you would just be hoping maybe, a 10th coming into Q3. Can I get up maybe 1 or 2 places?
Yeah, chirps a tiny little heel side and pretty much just grips toe side. I mean, he put down very little brakes for that corner. That was impressive. And we'll see what it does for him in the times.
Well, he sets the benchmark. He was 140 in the 147s. Goes into 146s. 146.429. That is his quickest of the day, and that is the time to do it as well.
Yeah, and remember the Q2 runs are now thrown out. It starts fresh. So whatever time these final 10 folks put down, that's going to be their time. So if your Q2 is faster, then so be it. But Q3 is going to be the one that counts. So currently fastest time is Sam Mitchell, 146.429. Zach Madem, icon of the scene. He's been around it forever. You've been watching him race forever. If you follow the sport, you definitely know who this is. Runs Venom bushings, and he's definitely, we were talking to him earlier, he is stoked to be in the top 10. He's been racing a very long time, and he's definitely happy to still be able to come out and do it.
I've been enjoying his podcast.
Oh yeah. He's
and another podcast. Getting looked over again in the commentary box, but great to have him out here and still showing some of the slightly younger guys that he can really mix it up. And great job in Q1, Q2 to get through to this stage. But he's pumped, isn't he? He popped his head in the commentary box, and he is pumped.
Again, another guy he's really a stronger racer than he is qualifier, I think, and so for him to be top 10, he's going to be in the mix racing for sure. He's an aggressive racer.
Said this a few times. When you see him next to you in the start gate, you got to be ready. It doesn't matter if you're 3 seconds quicker than him. You got to be ready when he's alongside you.
I've skated like open roads with him outside of a race setting, and he's full leathers all the time. I'm like, Zach, why are you wearing full leathers, man? We're supposed to be just casual. And he'll say to you, "Why, do you want to practice going slow?"
Love it. Well, it's about going fast, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And he's looking solid through the top 3 hairpins. I'm curious to see what he does through this. He's not typically a kind of tuck lean and finesse guy. He's more of a, barge it kind of guy. So a little grab rail for him is pretty on brand there, but still fast. He knows how to do it and keep it fast.
Yeah, regular footer through that turn on that toe side. And, just stabilize himself with that little grab the rail. And, all going net pretty well
You know,
Zach here.
His lines are so good. He's a Maryhill specialist. He's been racing Maryhill forever, and that's one of those places where it's like you don't have to have the perfect tuck lean, perfect aerodynamic form. What you have to have is perfect lines, and that's really where he thrives.
You see, again, that experience standing up really early, bringing that speed down, managing himself through this final turn, perhaps losing a little more than he'd like through that last turn. 146.429 is the quickest from Sam Mitchell so far in Q3, and we'll bring you the time for Zach Madem at 147.806. Not as quick as what he's done so far, but here is Madariaga in Q3.
Yeah, Tony Madariaga, I mean, you know, long weekend for him racing through QS. He's been racing through QS all year. Definitely wants to be, you know, on the CT, and I think certainly we'll see him there next year. So it's a lot of runs for guys who are racing through the QS and into the CT, and to go from QS into CT and to the top 10. And you know, I mean, Zach just did it too, and Sam too for that matter. But you know, impressive work. I mean, these guys are racing on fried legs right now. So to still be putting down hot times is impressive. Takes kind of a wide line there.
Yeah, he's not quite pinching it as much as like we saw from him on all the roads earlier in the season. I wonder what he's saving for tomorrow. But as you said, there's been so much riding today. Yes, everyone's had a lot of practice time on this course, even going back to Thursday as well. So, yeah, you feel it in the legs. You feel it a little bit of altitude as well. Let's catch him through the tunnel here. And just dropping low, trying to avoid putting the hands out. He's kept a nice position through there, letting it run out, and now back into that tuck position.
Yeah, he looks so comfortable dropping into that heel side, you know, and he's not afraid to get a little low on it. He may break a knee out of that calf, so his knee's not quite hidden by the calf, but he's able to get low enough and stay tight enough that it's probably not too much of an effect on his aerodynamics. And we'll see what it does for him in the long run.
Well, he's been in the 147s today. He's got to go quicker than that if he wants to try and avoid 9th or 10th place. Runs it wide. How wide does he run it? Too wide. Too wide. It's going to be 10th place unless one of the remaining 7 riders has a problem. But, what a time to do it. He's the kind of guy that's just going to shake that off pretty quickly, though.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, once you're in the top 10, it's like, what more are you going to do other than push as hard as you can and see what kind of line you can do, you know? No need to save anything.
And talking about someone that's going to push when it counts, Dex Manning.
Oh, yeah.
A 146.996 was an improvement on the 148.285 from Q1. But again, Dex knows this has got to be quicker, and he's got his young countryman, Sam Mitchell, now still in the lead. So 8th place is the worst Mitchell can finish right now. But Dex Manning doesn't want to qualify 6th, 7th, 8th. He wants to be up there pushing the top guys.
He wants a pole position if he can get it. Yeah, absolutely.
And he went so much quicker in that second run. It looked a little scrappier than his first run. He was almost like he was feeling that first run out. And I want to see if Dex looks a little loose, then you know he's on one.
Yeah.
Sort of somewhere in the middle here, but we shall see. The clock never lies, does it?
Let's see how he goes through the bridge turn here. He definitely wants to get a good tuck lean on it. Just eking out some arms for balance there. Little puck down.
But he didn't panic. You know, he held it. He had it going. It's just about making sure nothing major happens. They might have lost a few clicks coming through there, but he settled quickly on this bottom part of the course.
Yeah, looking really strong through the bottom section here. That was, like you said, I mean, it was a nice line through that double right. I think he probably didn't expect to put the puck down, but, you know, sometimes you got to take what the line gives you. And
yeah, carrying some heat through, a little wider than you'd like, coming into that final turn. So 146.429 still the best in Q3. 147.074. Sam Mitchell still in the lead.
Yeah, that's impressive. I mean, Sam Mitchell's really moving up the ranks here now in this time, and that's very, very impressive.
So Max Caps 146.719 in Q2, his best. That wouldn't be good enough to go into the lead in Q3 though.
But Max with that crazy strong kick. He really is fast off the line. 7.6 on the start, and that whole shot timing, not too shabby. Running it wide, but finds his way back into composure here. Little carve in. Yeah, I think he's just a little carve for grip, honestly.
Yeah.
A little 1-2 on him. Instead of drifting, you give it a little carve back, and then you're in. Not too shabby. It's honestly not a bad way to do it. Solid through there. And let's see what he can pull. He's I know we've seen Max race a lot, especially like Maryhill, like we were talking about earlier. He definitely grabs rail. He's probably going to grab. Yep, there it is. A little grab rail, but he keeps the other arm locked. So, and a little puck down actually for him on that. But he takes the approach of he just goes ahead and grabs the rail. He doesn't wait for a little imbalance to flail the arms. He just grabs his rail for a little stability. He grabs it way close to his ankle to close up any air gap between his arm and his calf. And then just goes ahead and dives in there, and it's worked out pretty well for him in the past. I mean, he's really fast through grip turns like that.
Yeah, two-time Maryhill champion into the final turn. Again, clean through this turn. That's a little better than Manning and certainly Madariaga. 146.429, still the fastest time. And for Caps, just waiting. 145.862. New leader in Q3 brings that out when it matters.
The
so
King of
good
California takes over.
Okay, let's look back to Madariaga here.
Just doesn't quite have enough. Kicks it out. Very casual crash. He looks so composed crashing like that. I mean, it's like, he's frustrated that he's crashing, but, not concerned for his safety at all. Just kicks the board out. Takes the hay, says, good at next time. Lucas Schultz lining up.
Yeah, impressive, really impressive. Getting through into Q3, 146.274, his best time. Now, this is the moment to really make it count. Rider out of Asheville, North Carolina. Not been riding that long.
Yeah, he really hasn't been riding long at all. But, street skater background, motorcycle racing background, he's got all of the pieces of the puzzle to make an amazing downhill skateboard racer, and he's put that together in an incredibly short time. I think he's only riding like a few years.
Yeah,
which is just
one of the heaviest fields we've had, probably the heaviest WDSC field we've ever had. So much talent in this one. Lucas Schultz, Sam Mitchell really standing out. We know what the rest of the guys can do at this level, but these two guys have been, just for me, the standouts, today. Maybe we wouldn't quite have picked at the start of the day. Look at the line there. Beautiful.
Yeah, he looks comfortable. And North Carolina skater, I mean, these guys get comfortable with some really, really steep roads. There's some just outrageous roads in North Carolina. So he's gotten comfortable with that. A lot of those guys aren't able to translate that into racing speed, but I think maybe he's taken some of his moto racing background and mixed that with, the board control that you get skating and living in somewhere like North Carolina. And he's able to put that together in a really successful package here.
I like the line through the tunnel into that double apex turn. I feel there's real commitment on this run from Schultz. And let's see, can he see it out from here? 145.862 is the new fastest time from Max Caps. That leads in Q3. Final turn for Schultz.
Beautiful lines there. Chirps out a little left-hander and an even smaller right-hander. Takes it all the way to the line. Let's see what he can do. Can he take over Max Caps, the King of California? Just checking here. Goes P3 for Lucas, right behind Max and Sam. So still a really solid position. I know I'm sure he wanted Q. By the time you're in the final 10, you're like, well, I might as well go for the top spot.
146.457. So Nick Broms, 146.218. That would be good enough for second place if he was to repeat that time.
Yeah, I bet Nick's got a little left in the tank here. You know what I mean? He seems like he's the kind of guy who would leave just a little something for himself, a little something spicy to add to this run. Let's see what he can do.
Well, let's hope he can bring it out. These guys getting closer and improving times, that's for sure. Apart from Manning was one of the riders. Zach made him not going quite as quick as an earlier time. And Broms with that 146.218. He's got to be aiming for the 145s here at least.
Yeah. I mean, perfect grip line for him through that right-hander. That was just flawless. Gets the right-hand slide done, gets way inside, perfect exit. So solid through the hairpins. He's definitely going to be happy with that. Let's see how Goofy Rider tuck leaning into this. Let's see how it goes for him. Looking super comfortable in it so far. Just locked in.
Those arms just have not moved an inch. That is a textbook for a Goofy Rider through that turn. And now, he gets that head down, arms behind his back.
Look at that. I mean, we can't even see the back of his head from the behind. It's unbelievable how low he gets it. I'm not sure how his neck's going to feel after this, but it will be worth it if he puts down a top time.
Well, for me, this is looking like his best run of the day. And balanced through the final turn. So Broms back into the tuck position, diving towards the finish line. 1:45.862 is the fastest time we've had so far. Where is Nick Broms going to place?
Spot. He does it.
Gets it. 1:45.291. Big improvement there for Nick Broms, and that tells you the times are still out there on this course. Fantastic run. It looked good, didn't it, Adam? It looked smooth.
Fantastic. It looked really good. He was immaculate through the bridge right. That's exactly the way you want to be. And, I mean, we've been saying it, that speed is going to magnify all the way down the straight. And that's what you see right there, 1:45.291. Just blistering time. There's only 3 left to go. So, at worst, he'll be in 4th, which is a fantastic place to start in a field of this size.
So Owen Fox up next. 1:45.871 in Q1. 1:46.022 in Q2. He's seen Paynell go into the 1:44s. Can he get close to that 1:44 mark? Guarantee himself a top 3 seed going into tomorrow's finals. We are expecting, understand there might be a bit of rain coming tomorrow, which will liven things up even more. But Owen Fox underway. 3rd and final run in qualifying. Needs to go way quicker than the Q2 run he put down and get into one of those top seeds for tomorrow's race.
Yeah, Owen definitely has the pieces of the puzzle here. He just needs to put them all together in order, and he'll have a smashing run for sure. Goes for just the left drift in. Interesting line. We're not seeing that a ton.
Not many people doing that, but ultimately the exit speed looked pretty good there.
Yeah, it looked great. Yeah, absolutely looked great. Let's see how he goes. If he can get a grip line through this right. And it looks like he's got it. No brakes in the right at all. Little puff
he's one
down,
of the
but no
best
brakes.
at that, isn't he? Those grip lines. He's insanely good.
Yeah, that was just pristine. Chirps a little one into this left.
Yeah, I hooked that up well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Back in tuck quickly, too. And let's see how he goes to the bridge. Setting up. He's easing over to the left, and I bet he'll try to kiss the inside of that bail right there, and then boom. Dives right in. Arms are locked perfectly. Nice line through that.
Didn't flinch through that section. And again, right over on the left-hand side of the road. I think he's gone up a gear here. We don't have any split times to tell you, but this might be the run of the day from Owen Fox in terms of his own performance.
He just looks so comfortable, tuck leaning, stuff like that. He really doesn't look like he's getting deflected at all. Doesn't look like he needs a little extra for balance. He just looks very, very comfortable. The tiniest left slide and then a little baby right slide. I mean, just almost nothing breaking through that turn. Let's see what he does. If he's going to be able to pick up speed and take that top spot over Nick Broms. Let's see what the time is. Just getting a little refresh here. Owen Fox in P2, not quite enough to get over Broms.
But best time of the day for Owen Fox, 1:45.346. So finding a little more, but so close. Harry Clark underway, 1:45.283, his best time coming in Q2. He's been pretty consistent, found a little bit more in Q2. Another man that's got his sights on the 1:44s.
Also hitting the left slide there, kind of a little pindy almost. Just back it up right through the right kink. No problem. No need to combo break it if you don't want. Just hit the left slide. Let's see if he gets the grip line. He may chirp one a little bit. Yeah,
just a little. Ooh, gets really tight to those crash pads. But
and it was a good call to throw a little slide in there, because if he hadn't done that, he probably would have been in those pads.
He'd have been in them, yeah, for sure. See a different style to Fox through there, but when you see tuck positions, you see Harry Clark, and just what a great position he gets into. This is going to be the key section here, Adam. Let's see.
His straight line speed is just so strong. He's got a great tuck. Little puck
open
down,
up
little
a little.
hands, but a great line. I mean, he dove into it really well. It wasn't until very late in the corner. He just had to get a little bit out for balance, but could still be enough to be really fast.
So Brahms with that 1:45.291 is the quickest time. That's going to hold up in the top three, whatever happens today with the remaining couple of riders. So final turn for Harry Clark. Again, those pucks are down, running it very, very wide, but that's the line he might have been looking for. Back into the tuck position. Is Harry Clark going to take over in top spot? 1:45.291, the fastest time. It's still belonging to Nick Brahms. Owen Fox in second place. 1:45.293, second place.
Wow, by 2,000ths of a second. 0.002 seconds is how far Harry was off.
But what a difference that might make at the end of the day, because it's going to change all the seating. So one man to go on the course in qualifying. Adrian Paynell, 1:44.780, and he is the last man to go. But Brahms has put the pressure on here. What a run. Up in second place. Top spot. Guaranteed second place. So Paynell underway. Last to go in Q3. He's made it count in Q1 and Q2, but this is the one that really, really matters now for Paynell to get that number one seed for tomorrow's race.
7.178 on the whole shot. Fantastic kick from Adrian Frenchie Paynell here. Kicking in on his prototype racing longboard, full carbon wrap. That thing is sweet. Makes it to the first turn flawlessly. I tell you what, fantastic start from him. If he holds any kind of this pace for the whole time, I think we may see a new top contender. Little air brake there to dive in for the grip. And a nice line out. Man, this is, if there's anyone that's going to beat Nick Brahms. I mean, now there's only one person that can do it, but, you know, Frenchie, I think we all had on our bingo card.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
If there's pavement, he's going to use it, and he's using it well. Okay. Wind is picking up. The things are getting
outside. Maybe even be sprinkling a little rain here.
Yeah, I can feel it just coming into the commentary cabin. But that was textbook, absolutely textbook from Paynell.
Yeah, and he's far enough down the course now that he, you know, even though it's spitting on us, it may not be spitting on him, but it may be. So we'll see if he's how he's feeling about this. Yeah,
he's committed now. He's not going to. A little bit of rain is not going to bother him coming into this final section. So Paynell. Just opening up here, managing to speed. A little bit of air braking.
Stand up again.
Yeah. Wow, so final turn negotiated for Paynell. Is he back in the 144s? There have been a little bit of water on the course. The wind had picked up as well. Let's see the time. 1:43.722. Take that, everyone.
Oh, my goodness.
A second and a half quicker than everybody else, Adam.
Wow.
Wow, we've got to wrap it up really quickly, Adam. Sorry about that. 1:43. The top qualifier, Adrian Paynell, Brahms in second, Clark in third, Fox in fourth. Thank you for watching qualifying. We'll see you tomorrow for finals.
The race was on. Final underway on the open stand-up. It's a strong start. He's into the bales. Oh, and there's contact. Also, and Clark go tumbling out. Huge crash. Closed in. He's closed in. Oh, no! An explosion. It's got the finish line. He comes through. Clark is the world champion. I can hear the cheers.